My apologies for that. That was a random scene change, name change, and everything at the same time. Now we resume regular broadcasts. My apologies. Alrighty then, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's match. Tonight we are going to be seeing Team Schlauss facing off against Team VMCU. How are you doing tonight, Kendomo?
Pretty good, pretty good. Kind of sad that the new patch actually changed my inventory completely. My awesome organization is now dead. I have to reorganize my inventory of over 100 items or whatever.
It's always unfortunate to have to hear things like that. Inventories, man. Yeah. It's what Dota 2 is about now. It's no longer about the gameplay. It's all about the inventories.
Hey, I got a lot of international 3 items, so...
Indeed.
Yeah.
So this is the second time we've seen VMCU play. This is actually the first time we've had Team Schlauss here. What are we looking forward to, man? I mean, VMCU seeing them back again.
You know what? I'm looking for a good game for both sides. It's a strange ban for Pudge, because I don't think VMCU uses Pudge. I guess it's just a straight-out not respect ban, but do not want to see a good Pudge.
That's one of those things that no one
wants
to
be a
go
good game. That's for sure.
Pudge. Pudge is one of those scary heroes. Okay, Pudge mid. What are we going to do against a Pudge? You can't put anything squishy mid, or else one hook, rot, and dismember, and all of a sudden your mid hero is just gone.
So right now they're letting a lot of heroes through. So Bad Riders through.
Lifestealers through.
They didn't let Lifestealers through. The Nature's Prophets through. He's not really a first man, but yeah, they're letting a lot of good first picks. So we'll see what VMCU have, since they have kind of an open field of heroes they can pick from.
Very much so. I agree, and already just the first pick, already going into overtime, actually. Oh, Bat Rider, there we go. VMCU gonna see that, hey, Bat Rider slipped through, well, let's build our team around him, and Witch Doctor! Witch Doctor! Team, like...
I really want to see... Yeah, I really want to see Team Schlauss's picks last week. Yeah.
Oh my, Team Schlauss, they're doing some crazy shenanigans here. That's 2 support pickups right off the bat, but not only that, it's a Witch Doctor and a Leshrac. So that's a push support, and, I mean, just cask, man. That's all you need for Witch Doctor. Cask, 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 cask. Have a cask! Have a cask! Guess what? Cask.
Yeah, the Witch Doctor is actually strong at a lot of different points of the game. So, like, a very early game, he can be really strong if he gets a good cask. And there's Lifestealer pick up, by the way, for the Team VMCU. That's a very, very good pick. Lifestealer, very versatile.
The only way this could get better for them... Sorry, the only way this could get better for them right now is if we saw VMCU pick up a puck at this point, because that means they could have a Lifestealer puck bomb.
Oh, yeah, or even like Storm Spirit, Nakes. They can do a lot of different bombs. Sure. But Razor ban, that's a good ban. That's a very standard ban. He could steal Lifestealer's damage through the Rage, so it's a good counter ban.
Yeah, Static Link, I like to think that it's one of the most powerful abilities in this game, simply because it's hard to connect, but if you do connect it, you know that OD that was melting your heroes in a millisecond? Yeah, he's going to hit softer than a kitten. You remember that, I mean, just that Alki who's slap-chopping your tower? Yeah, no.
Radiant team pick.
That's why banning Razor, I mean, so, when you think you're going to see against a Razor, it's always a nice thing to see the ban of the Razor.
Yeah, yeah. So Visage, Weaver, those 2 are actually very good bans. I thought Pudge and Alchemist, first ban was weird, but oh wow. Okay, this is very... They're trying something different, very different, that's for sure.
Yes, as I said, they already picked up the 2 supports. They've got a Slardar. Indeed, this is going to be a very, very greedy early build. And so far, with a Bat Rider, a Lifestealer, a Nyx, as long as they manage to, I mean, Slardar over a Lifestealer, it's going to depend. It's going to be an interesting matchup right there. But I think the Lifestealer in combination with the Bat Rider would be a stronger combination than the Slardar with the Witch Doctor and the Leshrac so far. As I said, it's a pushing combination. You have Leshrac come in, he pops his Diabolic Edict, and all of a sudden that tower, poof, it's already gone. You bring in Witch Doctor behind him. If there's any resistance, cask. Guess what? Now they have to retreat from the cask, or they're going to risk their entire team getting stunned for large periods of time. Then you bring in the Slardar, Slither and Crush. You have speed, or you have the haste of Slardar, and you just have a great overall combination for pushing towers, for aggressively going on those enemy heroes who aren't going to see this coming. And then the Split Earth from Leshrac to add on top of that. Cask plus Split Earth. Cask lands on one hero, followed by Split Earth equals like a 4-second stun right there. Then you can bring in Slardar for a Slither and Crush, and you get a 6-second stun right out of that. There's a lot of lockdown potential out of this team. And now Death Prophet...
Oh. That's pure push.
Yeah,
pure push
the
right
ult,
there.
the ult on top of this from Death Prophet, on top of the combination they already have. This is going to be a beautiful matchup we're seeing here. And right now, VMCU, they've got to be telling themselves, how are we going to counter this right now? They've got a Nyx pickup, they've got a Nake's Lifestealer pickup, and they've got Batrider on top of this. So they've got the Batrider for immediate lockdown. Lasso, guess what? Now you're not part of the fight, you're gone, you're not there, you're non-existent. Or it's just great for ganks. You lasso and bring him right into Lifestealer, right into Nyx, you can follow it up with a lasso, or you can just have Lifestealer go, hi, I'm Lifestealer, I'm going to steal your health and brutally murder you.
So the way I see it is that they have a very strong lane. Team Schlauss actually has a very strong safe lane. With a setup with a Witch Doctor and a Leshrac, that lets Slardar actually get right in front of whoever he wants to stun, and he can stun. So they need to do that. They need to get through the laning phase with a very big advantage. Jakiro is a great pickup. He can combo into Nyx and everything else. But right now, I haven't seen Team Schlauss play. That's the only problem. They can pull this off 100%. They actually have a pretty okay composition right now. It's very unconventional. It's very unconventional, but they can 100% pull it off.
Well, we know what they're going for here.
The VMCU, what a great push.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're going for. Team Schlauss right now, they're going for the greediest bloody lineup they can. They want to have every single T1 gone in the first 10 minutes. They want to have the T2 towers gone by the 20-minute mark. And the rule behind this, the rule of thumb, is Team Schlauss, they're going to have to finish this by the 40-minute mark, or else it's going to be GG for them. Unless there's very, like...
I would even argue that they need to finish it by the 30-minute mark, because it's...
5 seconds.
Late game... Nyx isn't going to get amazing, but oh wow, Ursa pickup too. I don't know if that's going to be Ursa. Are they going to do duos?
It could be a dual
they
lane.
Might do duos.
I could see that happening here, yeah, dual lane.
2 duos, which might be...
It would still
like
work out well for
very
them.
Ambitious.
They just have to rotate the heroes out, and they have to make sure that one lane is always pushing. They need to make sure that VMCU are not going to feel safe in any of their lanes, and I like the Quap pickup, actually. We didn't really discuss the pickup of Jakiro and Queen of Pain here, but now what this makes, Jakiro has his Ice Path. If he wants to make sure that they can't push a tower very easily, he lays down that Ice Path across the front of the tower. Suddenly you have this wall that you can't move through. It's like Earthshaker's Fissure in that sense. And then you can bring in the Nyx for his Impale, and then you can bring in the Queen of Pain for her Scream right on top of that, and you're going to have an incredible amount of damage to show for what you've just done. But again, this entire gamble that's going on here is the nice little game of, well, we need to push towers. We need to be ultra aggressive about it. We need to make sure they don't have map control. We need to make sure they don't feel safe. And that is exactly what Team Schlauss are going for in this situation.
I don't know if it's going to pull off, because Batrider Nyx, that's a great... they're just gankers, period. They can eat up Leshrac, Witch Doctor, and even Death Prophet. And even Ursa, even early game. Nyx can eat up almost every single person on Team Schlauss's team if he gets a good enough start. And if Jakiro is with him, that's even worse. That's even worse for Team Schlauss, because that's a great combination if they're going to do roaming tri lane.
Oh, but you mistake what's going on here. Well, you don't really, but Team Schlauss, what they're trying to do is they're not so much trying to do a roaming tri lane at the moment. It's more so along the lines of they are trying.
Oh, I meant the VMCU doing the roaming.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense that they'd be trying to do a roaming tri. See, VMCU...
Yeah, the Nyx and the Jakiro can 100% roam, yeah.
But the thing is, if they roam, they have to do it very carefully, because Team Schlauss, they're going to be 5-manning towers very early on. They're going to be making sure that they are pushing towers at every moment possible. And what's going to backfire, or could backfire for VMCU if they're roaming that tri-lane here, is simply that they're going to focus less on split pushing against this aggressive build, and they're going to try to basically out-gank the aggressive team, which isn't going to work so well for them. As I already stated, there are a ton of lockdown on Team Schlauss right now. They have more lockdown than they're going to know what to bloody well do with. That's one of the interesting things about this.
The only problem with that is that they're doing 2 duos. Like, they have amazing lockdown if they have a Lesh and a Witch Doctor in the same lane with a Slardar, but they're not. They don't have them in the same lane. Instead, they have Leshrac and Witch Doctor splitting up doing 2 duos, and they're hoping that both lanes are going to go well, and then eventually they can push. And fortunately, I don't think their lanes are going to go that well, because the tri-lane is going to beat the safe lane on both sides, because it's a Nyx Jakiro. And then the other lane, which is going to have probably someone solo. I don't know who exactly.
Well, I could see a lot of rotations out of this, either very quickly or just in the future, is what I'm expecting from this. Team Schlauss, they're going to do those dual lanes for the first few minutes of the game. They're going to try and farm up their supports as much as they can, to get that stun to be as long as they can. And I'm going to predict that in this off lane, they're going to risk Slardar over the Witch Doctor. If they can, they would rather have the Slardar die than the Witch Doctor, because if that Witch Doctor can get a higher level cask, if he can get more bounces out of that, that just means that that thing's going to be a longer stun. It just means it's going to be more of a problem for VMCU.
It's a big luck-based stun, though. I mean, if they can, which I'm hoping they know, is probably not to stun with an enemy creep wave there and just wait for the most optimal time to stun. I'm just very worried that they picked, that Team Schlauss knows what lineup they picked. I'm not that trusting that they know exactly what they need to do. I don't know if they really are going to be pushing really aggressively with the DP and the Leshrac. I haven't seen them play, so I don't know their style, but unless they do that, unless they do aggressively, then they will be at a disadvantage in some way or the other. Because basically, Lifestealer can do so much. He can rage through a lot of people. Sure, Ursa and Slardar have bashes. Well, Slardar has bashes and Ursa has Fury Swipes. But for them to get right up to any of the heroes other than Jakiro is going to take a lot of help, a lot of support. Ursa and Slardar need to get right next to heroes to even do any damage at all. And unfortunately, with a Nyx, with a Jakiro, with a Queen of Pain, they're either going to get stunned or Queen of Pain's going to,
melt them.
TP out, or not TP out. Not melt, but blink away. And then Bad Rider hopefully will have his Blink Dagger, so he can blink away. And then Nyx can just tank them, because he can do a bunch of lifesteal. So, like I said, it's a very ambitious lineup. We'll see how it goes. If anything, they've practiced this lineup before and they're testing it out. But like I said, it's a very ambitious lineup, and we'll see if they can pull it off.
I agree completely, and this pause is trying to stretch on for a long time. Brought to you by the most recent patch, everyone. First Blood, breaking your Steam since it was updated.
Yeah.
But going back on the previous note, I agree in more ways than one, but I also disagree in the sense that Team Schlauss, if they have practiced this before, if they know what they're doing, like, I agree that if they don't know what they're doing and they go into an ambitious build like this, then it could end up very, very poorly for them. But if they go into an ambitious build like this and they are trying it, or they're not really trying it out, I should say, but they know what they're doing with it, then this we could just see dual lanes into a rotation, into a 5-man push almost instantaneously, and that will nullify what this tri-lane can do against them, because there's going to be so much bash, so much stun coming out from them, that it will be a very deadly combination to see.
What they need to do is get TPs on their supports so they can TP wherever they need to, and then they can really do an amazing lockdown. Which I really do think that if they do get into a team fight and they miss Nyx or Jakiro don't pick them off, then they actually probably have the team fight, because with the lockdown of Witch Doctor, Leshrac, and the constant damage of a DP ult, then it would be so much chaos that that Team VMCU will lose a couple members and maybe even get a wipe or something. But we'll see. If this pause would just... end.
Again, though, this is one of those interesting situations where Team Schlauss, they're going to have to focus very heavily on ending this early on, because I've seen this happen in more of my daily casts than I see it in most competitive games, where one team goes more aggressive than the other team, and they fail to end the game before the 40-minute mark. And in this case, this is even more aggressive than what I usually see.
That is true.
So in this case, I would argue that if they don't finish this by the 30-minute mark, if that Ancient is not dead, they don't have Mega Creeps or some silly shenanigans like that, by the 30-minute mark, then I'd be willing to bet that Team Schlauss are going to be on the losing end of this engagement. They have to play this incredibly carefully, or else things can go very bad for you.
Yeah, I would really love to see them go aggro, because that would be the best way to lane this, to play this. If they do get past 30-minute mark and into the maybe 35 to 40, if they have the same amount of farm, if they have nearly the same amount of farm, I can see this maybe go to 55 minutes, because it would be a little bit stalematey if they actually get their CC right. And Bad Rider isn't just pulling everyone in. If they're actually warding right, then Bad Rider will be nullified, and if they can get the crowd control, great, perfectly, with Lishrak, Witch Doctor, and any stun from the carries, and then also silence, then it could go long, actually. We could see a longer game with a lot of back and forth tension. But that's only if Team Slash actually keeps up with Team VMCU.
Just gotta quickly mute this for a few moments. We'll bring the stream back in just a moment. Kendomo... Alright, my apologies, guys. We're having crazy shenanigans right now, where Valve is apparently saying they hate casters as fast as they can, where right about now, one of the in-game players can hear us, the casters. The in-game players can hear the casters. So we've had to mute ourselves and change some stuff around. We're still waiting for the pause here, so it'll be just a few moments here. Sorry for the technical difficulties, and sorry more for the bugs that have been introduced during the recent patch.
Also, I'm not sorry, because goddamn, my inventory is still messed up. Well, I mean, okay, so I reorganized everything last night, but still, it's just like, everything was off, and I have over 100 items, and I organized them perfectly. Yeah. How are you liking the new patch?
So far, I like it quite a bit. I love Captain's Draft. I've got to play around for a little bit, and I think it's just another great game mode to throw on top of Captain's Mode. Though, of course, Captain's Mode always going to be the competitive standard. There's no usurping that anymore.
Yeah, I had to figure out for a second that Captain's Draft is different from Captain's Mode, because I thought they were the same thing. Isn't it? What's the how many heroes is it picked from? Is it 20 heroes that you can pick from and ban?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. But yeah, I'm liking the new patch. Pudge hook though, Pudge wisp hooks, or Pudge fountain hooks. I really think that they should have left that in. I mean, they left it in for this long, had it in the international and everything. So it's interesting that they took that out.
We don't get fountain hooks anymore, guys. They took away our fountain hooks.
I really have to say that the only people that capitalized from it is Na'Vi. They are really the only team that fountain hooks really apply to. Maybe one lucky fountain hook and pugs, but the amount of coordination you didn't need to do is extremely high, and I think Na'Vi was the only one who could do it consistently. I mean, pretty sure other teams did, but they didn't decide to draft like that.
Yeah, indeed. It looks like we're hopefully going to get started shortly.
Yeah,
Looks like Jakiro
Shakiro's
has
still
been
out.
disconnected at this point. His neck might be messing up. Oh dear. So this is just a weird thing. I mean, the introduction
Yeah,
of this new bug by Dota. I didn't expect that to happen. Guy rejoins. I can hear the casters. What?
Out of all the things, yeah, that seems like the biggest bug ever. Like, ever. That's so bad.
Hey guys, I can hear the casters. Did you know they're talking about how we're losing miserably? Oh, God. And, yeah, it sounds like this guy's campus-wide network just went down, so... Again,
Awesome.
apologies for the complications, guys. We're trying to get this fixed as quickly as we can, but networks, man, they never cooperate when you want them to. It's always when you don't need them to.
Yeah. Have you got the bug where it just leaves you at the Dota 2, like, just a screen with the Dota 2 logo and it says connecting to Dota 2 network? Have you ever got that bug?
Not yet. I have gotten bugs. Okay. This is actually a common one for me, which I find surprising. It's common that my mouse pointer disappears and I don't get it. And this happens most commonly when I join a match. And it's the most annoying bloody thing I've ever had to experience. Especially when it's random draft. Guys, I can't see my mouse pointer. I swear I'm trying to pick this hero.
Yeah, that seems like a very, very big bug.
You can still highlight and see the little, like, it lights up wherever you mouse, but you just can't see the mouse where. So it's like, oh, God.
I mean, usually for PC games you need to see the mouse cursor, except for FPSs, of course, but...
Absolutely. And, oh, right about now, this is just getting a little bit ridiculous. I believe we are going on about a 10-15 minute pause at this point, guys. We swear this is the first time this has happened. We swear.
But there's been pauses like this, but not this long. That's for sure.
Alright, so, looks like shenanigans are going to happen here, guys. We will be back in approximately 5 minutes. Again, sorry for this. We're just going to take you guys to screen, so enjoy some waiting elevator music. Alright, and we are back, folks, and we're skimping on the details and skipping right by everything we possibly can. And by that, we're doing all pick! They're repicking the exact same teams, too. So, yeah, all pick competitive. New meta!
We'll see, like, people battling for Pudge or something like that. Seriously, do not pick Pudge and all pick. If you're picking Pudge and all pick, you should be banned from Dota. At least insta-pick Pudge. So it looks like we're gonna have the same teams and everything. We're just waiting for the match to start in 10 seconds.
Indeed. And hopefully this time, no bugs will occur this time. We got about, I would say like 30 seconds. I don't even know. Had the creep waves spawned? I don't even think the creep waves had spawned yet, so we maybe got...
No, I don't. Now they're in. So they're gonna wait another minute 30, and then they're gonna, the creep wave is gonna spawn.
Absolutely, and this time, no bugs.
Pause.
Lost the commentator. Nope, that's Cow. Just ignore him. It's okay, guys. Don't worry about Cow. He can handle himself. All right, so already some pings coming out here.
Like if someone.
Yeah, no pauses, please, God, no. Either way, let's get the show back on the road here already. We're gonna have a little bit of confrontation. Quap heading down towards the Roche pit, actually. Just gonna check on that quickly. I guess they were worried.
Did she get blink? No, she didn't get big.
I guess they were worried there was going to be a early 1-minute Roche out of this, but considering that the ones who could have done it were on the Radiant, that's much less likely. It always seems to be that the Dire are the ones who would do level 1 Roche on, if at all.
You could see Radiant doing it, but yeah, Dire usually does it more.
VMCU definitely going for some interesting lane setups right here. It looks like they're going to be rolling Bat Rider off lane. I guess they just have so many mids, they don't know what to do with them at this point. They're going to do a Bat Rider off lane. It looks like they're going to have Quap or Nyx mid. And actually, I know, I've seen this one before. What they're going to do, they're going to have Nyx block the creeps as much as he can, and then Quap's going to take the mid lane, and Nyx will rotate over to safe lane, most likely. Or to off lane. Nyx, he's good at versatility. I mean, he can just rotate anywhere, basically. That's Nyx. And immediately...
So Radiant takes... Yeah, Slaughter takes the...
3-man push.
Illusion rune.
There are 3 heroes in the enemy jungle here. Witch Doctor rotating over to the right side here. They might just run into Lifestealer and Slardar. He's going to see him, but no confrontation going to evolve from this. Instead...
yeah, so I don't think...
I like what Witch Doctor's doing. He is blocking the camp. If he gets spotted out, obviously it's a terrible idea, because that Nyx does have Impale. No, it looks like nothing's going to happen out of this. Is he actually going to block it?
Yeah.
Yep, he does block the camp. And the other pole camp got blocked as well by the looks of things. So that was actually very, very nicely done right there by Witch Doctor and the Radiant team here. Not only did they block the pole camp, but they blocked a little bit of Lifestealer's farm, and they even warded the pole camp too, so that's going to be permanently blocked. In comes that Leshrac Litter Split. It does miss though. Cast comes out. Nothing going to happen out of this, and it's going to be tri-lane v tri-lane, defensive against defensive.
Yeah, I would have... that might have been first blood right now. Nyx did get stunned, so he might have saved him a couple of damage, but I think it could have actually got Hero killed, but we'll see if the tri-lane continue on.
Yeah,
poking and...
that's kind of what I was thinking of from the dual lanes last time, was they were just going to farm up their support so they would have a good amount of stun, but instead this time they're just going to rotate right into a tri-v-tri, and... that's just going to equal Leshrac stun, Witch Doctor stun. That just means they need XP, though. Once they get XP, that means that Earth Split stun's going to last, well, actually just does the same amount, but it's a higher radius, and Cask is going to bounce more times, do a little bit more damage. So that overall is going to give them more capability. Cask comes out. Are we going to see the Earth Split? There's the Earth Split. Slither and Crush as well. And now Lifestealer, he's going to rage his way out of this, and he is going to be able to get out of that. Nick's going to come in for the Impale and save his teammate.
Yeah, if Slaughter actually anticipated the Nyx, he could have dodged away from it. And then he could have maybe got a couple more hits, but unfortunately he didn't.
Absolutely. I feel like one of the issues that just occurred in that fight was along the lines of Slardar, he did Slither and Crush a little bit too early. The Earth Split will last a fairly good amount of time in comparison to the Cask, so if you'd waited just a few moments longer, that Nyx may have been caught in that long enough for the kill to actually occur.
That was a good good observation from the Radiant side. They knew that the other supports were dewarding, so that was their chance to go in. So that was great, actually. The great decision to try it.
Yeah, meanwhile, over in the Radiant safe lane, it is going to be an Ursa facing off against the Batrider, and there is no sticky napalm coming out from the Batrider just yet.
Yeah, it's interesting lane, and now I want to see who actually wins this lane. I mean, Batrider could kite the Ursa around and put enough sticky napalm. Oh, there's sticky napalm now, by the way.
Sticky napalm just starting to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, and then maybe he gets a lot of damage on him, but we'll see how passive Batrider wants to play, or how aggressive he wants to play.
And meanwhile, up in the top lane, that dewarding did accomplish a couple different things. Yes, it did deward the full camp for time being, and yep, Nyx, he's going to come in here once again. The Impale going to save Lifestealer again. This just shows you that a Nyx with an Impale, if he plays right, and if he plays smartly, he's going to catch multiple heroes in that Impale, and it's going to save him a lot of trouble to have that capability.
You know, they could go on Nyx again if he's still low. No, actually, he gets his clarity up, so they probably shouldn't go on him. But I would like to see them go on the Jakiro, actually, because he's off to the side. And they see that he isn't in lane, so they could just go on a squishy support instead of the Nyx.
Right, but they really want that Lifestealer kill to push him out of lane, because that means it's just going to be the two supports against a tri-lane that wants to kill their T1 tower. One of the problems that this Radiant offlane actually is experiencing right now is simply the fact that they're pushing so aggressively the creep equilibrium is just going away. They're pushing right under tower, and all of a sudden that's a lot more XP that's going the way of VMCU. Realistically, that's what they should be looking for.
Is actually very out of position. He might be looking for a kill, but right now, I don't know.
Earthsplit's going to miss, so nothing's going to come of that anyway, so... A nice move by Jakiro. He does turn around, he threatens the ice path, instead he's just going to continue retreating. I did want to point
They should not have let Jakiro, get away.
Well, in that situation, the Earth Split missed, and right after that Earth Split missed, your capability to kill him just went to zip unless Witch Doctor could get in there and get that cask off, and he didn't, so...
Which, it didn't happen.
Now it is going to land on the Nyx again, or the Nakes, excuse me. In comes the Earth Split, it's going to miss, Rage as well, Nyx turns right back around, Carapace gets popped, they're looking for a little bit of counter-aggression, instead Diabolic Edict dealing a lot of damage, Nyx, oh, so close, but Witch Doctor's unable to get the kill confirmed there. And to point it out, I just have to say that the dewarding that occurred, I love the dewarding. They got rid of the Observer Wards and it got replaced by one Sentry Ward, which did just pop as well. So the Dire Pole Camp is now going to be free once again. But a more important note is by dewarding that camp of Observer Wards, it killed the vision that the Radiant had of the jungle. All of the vision, which is exactly what the Dire kind of were looking for. I mean, they're not exactly looking to gank the Radiant, or the Dire... Nah, I can't speak. The Radiant right now. But what they are looking to do is to make sure they stay out of their jungle, to make sure they are the ones controlling their jungle. And if they keep the vision of the Radiant out of their own jungle, then they're going to be in a very good position to do that. Cass comes in once again. Lifestealer getting caught out, taking a lot of damage. No Slither Crush yet, and Nyx and Pale going to come in once again, saving that Lifestealer. And Carapace just going to stun that Witch Doctor for a small amount of time.
This aggression from the Radiant side has been great, but unfortunately it's not paying off. I really want to see more aggression for the Dire side, to be honest, because they do actually have a good setup themselves of Jakiro and Nyx, and they've seen how much they can get away with, Nyx being so low. So they should actually go aggressive themselves, but unfortunately they're not.
It's an interesting thing to do when you're against a tri-lane. When you're against a solo offlaner, I mean, if you're a tri-lane, you just kind of sit there and think, what can he possibly do? If it's against a dual lane, okay, maybe we don't want to go against this. And if it's against a tri-lane, suddenly that gets blown up 1,000,000,000%. And down in bot lane, First Blood's going to occur, Batrider comes in, pops the lasso, able to get the Firefly and drag the Ursa into it, quickly followed by a nice Flame Break. Ursa just getting caught out of position.
We'll see if Ursa can recover from this, because Batrider is just going to get more and more out of control. In fact, I think Ursa's Death Prophet's coming top.
Well, this is a very good thing to note, actually, is looking at the last hits right now, Ursa is winning this CS game by a crazy amount. The only person who's even near him is actually Quap, but that's the mid laner. It's not surprising the mid laner would be close. Now Quap does come in with a DD rune, blinks onto the Witch Doctor, Silence comes out, in comes the Death Prophet looking for the kill, Ghosts come out. Leshrac not going to be so lucky. Earth Split comes out on himself, quickly followed by Nyx and Pale. He's going to go down. Witch Doctor barely alive, still trying to get out of here. Body block coming out from the Death Prophets, and indeed Lifestealer going to get taken down. We still have the haste on Slardar. He is pursuing that Nyx, but I don't think the sprint's going to be able to get him close enough. Ice Path threatened from that Jakiro, but simply not going to come out in this instance. Instead, they're going to aggressively take out the camps in the jungle here and recover a little bit.
Yeah, that's a death they really don't want on Nyx, but they got it finally for the Radiant side, and yeah, I mean that just shows how powerful Slardar stun, Leshrac stun, and the Witch Doctor kind of mini stun. They have a lot of lockdown, and they can actually get away, counter-initiate on a lot of things if they really wanted to. The problem is if they have enough damage to output while they have that lockdown on. And bottom lane looks like Bad Raider is actually going to pull onto Ursa. Oh, and then Shrek misses the Earth split, and looks like Edic is actually getting onto Quap.
Yeah, Quap now in a very bad situation. The Ursa came in, he's got his Fury Swipes now, and Witch Doctors come in, throw down the cask. Final kill guarantee. No problem whatsoever from that.
Yeah, that's what they need to do, and that's what I was talking about before the pause. Was that if they can get teleports on the supports, then they can actually come in.
Ice Path comes out from Jakiro top lane, lays down right behind the Slardar. Unfortunately, Sprint's going to get popped, and that Slardar, no problem escaping.
Yeah, Slardar is one slippery person.
He's almost
slippery
as
mammal. What? Yes. Well, I don't know what he is. What is he? What is Slardar? Do you know?
Well, it depends. If you want to go to the
Bearman
Warcraft 3 lore,
thing?
he is... Let's get back to that number. Oh god, my Warcraft 3 lore, it's going away. Slytherin Crush comes out, finds the Jakiro, in comes the open wounds, and the rage from Lifestealer. Leshrac taking lots of damage, Carapace gets popped, and the Diabolic Edict going to cause the stun to come off on Leshrac. Slardar once again going to sprint his way out of here, and somehow Leshrac actually getting out of that too. And a TP in from Ursa, going to push right back in the lane here. Fury coming out, he's chasing after, hits the creep a few times, and instead he's just going to be forced to go back to the creep wave here, make sure he keeps his Fury going. Because an angry Ursa is a good Ursa.
So watching Team Schlauss, I now have a lot more confidence. They're pulling off some pretty good kills, and they're pulling off a lot of escapes. That's really good. We'll see how well they push. I mean, Death Prophet's pushing up bottom. They could definitely put Leshrac down there and even push even more. But looks like they're doing more aggressive, which they can do. They just got to make sure that they don't get counter-initiated on, like right now.
He's not getting counter-initiated on just yet. He fell back fast enough. That's not an issue. Blink in from Quap. Ursa runs right by him, though, so no problem whatsoever.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, VMCU needs to get aggressive here. That's the thing. They're letting Team Schlauss get away with too much. They have really strong heroes and not capitalizing on it.
Cast comes in.
Oh, shoot.
There's the Earth Split landing right on the Bat Rider. So much damage. The Ursa Fury Swipes from Ursa just killing instantaneously. In comes the Lifestealer, barely staying alive, and the Lifestealer bomb just to get a little bit more damage off. Slardar still trying to fight this out. He's going on the next, but Ice Path going to come out and guarantee his doom.
Yeah, they got all the lockdown onto... It was Bad Rider. Yeah, it was Bad Rider who got all the lockdown onto him. And he died, which is great. But then afterwards, you know what? No one else has any more aggression other than the stuns and everything else they had. So once they got the kill and was in a 3v4 situation, I believe, 3v5, then of course they just fell and died themselves.
Ended up being a 4-for-2 exchange, which is never what you're looking for in any team fight.
No.
Okay, maybe there's a rare instance where you'd be looking for that in a team fight, but okay, what kind of team would you want to be that is looking for sacrificial lambs? And more TPs from Team Schlauss, and a deny from Bat Rider. Death Prophet once again pushing the tower, but Bat Rider going to come in and get that tower at the very last moment. Still, though, that is an amount of gold. I think it's about 500 in total.
It's good. It's something, that's for sure.
It's 100 per
It's a
member.
good deny, that's for sure. Yeah. And I feel like that was a great turret. That tells me that they are actually going to try to push lanes more. They're doing a lot of aggression top lane just because they have a tri-lane and they want to make sure that the tri-lane, they're getting away with stuff and the other tri-lane isn't getting away with stuff. But they need to also flex that pushing skill, and Leshrac is actually going to get ganked on the mid lane, and Nyx is going to just straight up walk to him, do his Nyx thing.
The more important part is, yes, there's an Ursa that has just rotated towards top. They did ping him out, so I think Lifestealer and Jakiro know he's there. And it looks like a rotation up top is going to be a Nyx reinforcing. Lots of pings coming out. They see the Ursa now. Both sides going to start converging onto that point. And it looks like, nope, the Dire, they're just going to fall back onto their own tower.
Yeah.
VMCU not really looking for an engagement in their own jungle even.
That entire time, Ursa has not been farming, so they need to get a kill to make this worth it. And you know what? I think they're going to get killed themselves, because Nyx can just stun into Jakira stun. Instead, Ursa's running straight into the tier 1 tower.
I think the scary
and getting away with it.
I think the scary part is Ursa, he's still leading on farm. This is the scary part right now.
Is he?
Yeah, he is 49-7 right now. The only one who comes even close is Batrider. I mean, yeah, the Dire are leading.
That's very odd. Then.
It's not odd in
Well,
any way, and you know why? Because Ursa won his lane, and he won it hard. Now he goes in for the engagement here. Fierce Swipe comes out. He almost gets a kill on Lifestealer. The Lifestealer bomb going to come out here. Nyx dangerous, low on health. Lifestealer goes down. Witch Doctor for the ult. Quap comes in with the scream. Double kill there. Witch Doctor and Leshrac both going down. Blink away from the Quap, trying to get back towards the tower. Still, there's a Slardar and an Ursa here. Down goes the Death Prophet. Ice Path comes out from the Jakiro. Quap right here once again. The dagger comes out on the Ursa. Can he get out the poison damage? In comes the Batrider for the final kill confirmed. The blink in. Slardar now trying to escape from this. He's going to pop his sprint, and he's going to get his ass out of here.
Yeah, that was a very messy fight for both teams, but Team VMCU really got the most out of that. They got so many kills. They had deaths on a couple people, but they counter-initiated just right. Once again, if they get their stuns right on Team Schlauss, then things will go easy for them early in the team fight. But later in the team fight, they have to wait for all their stuns to get back up. And therefore, VMCU, with some of the lower cooldown spells, especially Batrider, they can take out the later team fights and really come out on top. We'll see if they can get good ganks, because that's what they Team Schlauss can do, in fact. They can get good lockdown. In fact, Death Prophet's going to die in the mid lane, by the way.
I already saw it. Yep.
It's going to be... If they can push right now, and they can take out a couple towers, then they can get themselves back into this game, Team Schlauss. But right now, the lineup is too... It's very good on the Dire side. It's a very versatile lineup. They can do a lot of different things. And probably not push as well as the Radiant, Team Schlauss, but they can do a lot of different things.
No, I agree completely. And one of the problems right now, other than Ursa getting ganked in their own jungle, is simply that Team Schlauss are not actually flexing the muscles that they built this team to do. They're not going around and ganking towers left and right. Instead, they are usually trying to split push and kill towers at the same time. Which, yeah, that worked for a bot T1 when it was only a Batrider against a Death Prophet. But for other towers, I mean, it might be about to work for mid, actually. Death Prophet comes in here once again. Witch Doctor as well. Quap right there for the reinforce, another TPN.
Lash in there.
Yeah, Leshrac right here, going to pop his Diabolic Edict. Yep, in comes the Diabolic Edict and the Death Prophet ult still in here. So this tower dropping like a rock. It's going to go down. Final TPN is going to be Jakiro reinforcing. In comes the TP from Batrider. He lassos the Ursa. No, the Witch Doctor, excuse me. He tries to get himself out of the red. Simply not going to happen. Witch Doctor going to drop faster than a rock, actually. He's going to break the... Yeah. He's going to break the speed for killing yourself.
Witch Doctor was he didn't know if they're going in or not, and looks like...
Oh, in comes the Nyx. He finds out the Leshrac. In comes the Mana Burn, and the last hit is simply enough to get that Leshrac down. And this is one of those scary things in this lineup when you have to play against a Nyx, a Batrider, and a Quap. Batrider has Blink, Quap has Blink, and Nyx has Vendetta.
Well... Yeah, and Nyx can just, infest anyone that has Blink or Vendetta. So, yeah.
It's more... I don't really count the Lifestealer as being the scary part of this. Yes, a Lifestealer bomb is scary, deals a lot of damage, but I count Nyx as... The combination specifically of a Blink Quap and a Blink Batrider as being scary, because Nyx with his Vendetta acts as a scouting force. He can scout ahead with Vendetta, and he can find out who needs to get blinked on. You combine a Lifestealer on top of that, and yeah, then you have even more DPS just to throw right on top of that. And now it looks like Team Schlauss, they're going to start rotating towards top. They want this top T1 tower, and it's going to be a 4v3 if this continues.
Yeah, I really want them to get this tower, and okay, so...
The Shrek rotating
we'll
way
see if
forward.
they can get a gank either. Yeah. a lot of them are going forward, which is very bad. But if they go for the tower and they get it, then it's not
If
gonna be
they
a
get
total
this
loss,
round,
but since
in
Nyx
comes the Nyx. That's a Quap Lifestealer bomb. The cast comes out. Is it enough? They just need a stun. Scream comes out. There's the blink. There's the Lifestealer. Leshrac goes down instantaneously. Death Prophet right behind. Slardar getting caught out. He goes down. Quap right there for the final kill confirmed. 4 out of 5 team wipe, and only Ursa will escape, and that's because he's off farming.
Yeah, there was a great stun by Jakiro to start things off, and you know what? Everything else just happened. The Nyx got a double stun, which is something you always want as a Nyx. And you know, Bad Raider did his thing. He spread fire everywhere. Nyx just, you know, face tanked everything. Quap actually got initiated at the very beginning, but she got out because of Blink.
Well,
and,
one of the more important things I think out of the fight
another 2
is Quap went in there, and the way, I mean, the fight kind of started after the Ice Path, but one of the real initiations into it was the Quap Scream. She blinked in with Lifestealer in her, screamed, and immediately the Lifestealer bomb came out too. Lots of damage.
it was great. It was really great.
Has fallen.
And indeed, that's top T1 now down for the Radiant instead of the Dire. And this is the sign of an aggressive team that's not doing so well, is when the aggressive team are getting pushed on. When the Dire are feeling safe, when they have map control, when they have map vision, that's exactly when you know that an aggressive setup has just failed.
Yeah, the one thing I always tell people, or the one thing I want to tell like a lot of new players is that no matter what, you have to get something out of it. Every single move you do, you have to get something out of it, whether it be a team rotation or anything. And unfortunately, the Team Schlauss never really got that much. If they did get a failed gank, then they could at least say that Ursa is off farming, which happened in the last team fight, but in the other ones, you know, that didn't really happen. Slaughter wasn't farming. They were rotating a lot of different people. Also, now the supports are really behind. Death Prophet's behind. Slaughter is also really behind. And yeah, they need to get something out of this. They need to get back into the game.
Oh, the blink in, there's the Lifestealer as well. And that still happens, the Lifestealer bomb can deal a lot of damage. Ice Path comes in, catching the Slardar. Death probably gonna pop a roll, they're trying to turn this around. In comes the Witch Doctor for ult. Immediately 2 go down to Leshrac. Death probably gonna get a kill on Queen of Pain, turning this around completely. Nyx down. Lifestealer down. Quap down. It's a lot of heroes down for no one.
That is getting something out of it, that's for sure. So that was
absolutely
very surprising.
They're
I didn't
still
think they
pushing
could get...
too.
Yeah.
In comes the Ice Path. Bat Rider trying to make this happen. Ursa gonna Fury Swipe. He's running towards the Jakiro. Instantaneous! Yes! Going to be almost instantaneous death. Leshrac with the final hit there. Creep Wave coming in. Unfortunately, the ult is down for Death probably for another 60 seconds, and Leshrac almost out of mana. They're just gonna TP out of here. A good push nonetheless, getting 4 kills for none.
Dire's bottom tower.
Yeah, what happened there was that a lot of people were right, like, in front of their team on Team VMCU. They got the quick... They took a lot of people low. Whoever just walked into their team, Team Schlauss's team, Team Schlauss counteracted and did a lot of damage to whoever walked close. And then also a lot of AoE damage happened to finish off a lot of other people that they couldn't really figure out how to get back into the fight or get out of the fight on Team VMCU. So just a lot of chaos on Team Schlauss's side that ended up on a lot of good kills.
Absolutely right now. I mean, we're slowly exiting the laning phase at this point, and it's going to turn into the land of 5-man soon. It's already basically turned into the land of 5-man. The only way it's going to get more 5-man is when Ursa actually joins that 5-man. As we saw, Ursa's been back. He's been trying to farm into a lot of this. He wasn't in the last team fight, but previously he's been farming quite a bit, trying just to keep up his farm. And he is actually, his net worth has fallen behind Bat Rider at this point.
This is bad. Flash and Ursa here in the bottom lane, while 5 other people are and 2 other people are back on base. We'll see.
Reinforcing Slardar. Here comes the Bat Rider. There's the lasso. Nyx Impale going to go onto the Leshrac. He's going to die very quickly. Carapace comes out from the Nyx Assassin, and now immediately we see the Ursa go down. Slardar trying to run away, but Open Wounds comes out, and now Ursa left all alone. He's going to stomp the ground and try and get out of here. Ice Path missing ever so slightly. A nice sidestep comes out from him. Witch Doctor reinforcing. In comes the cast, but it didn't do anything. His ult comes out. If he gets stunned, no, just the pyre comes out from Jakiro and Bat Rider. Quap, they come in, Scream of Pain, boom, instant death.
And I think this is a death for Death Prophet too. Oh, I guess not.
No, they're just gonna back
If
off.
yeah, if Nake's got that open wound, he could just man mode it DP, but DP gets out of it.
Indeed, Sether's gonna turn right back around. Batrider gonna start dealing damage to this T1 tower. Glyph actually gonna get popped, and this is one of those situations where they do have people who could TP in actually, so that might not have been a waste of a Glyph, where sometimes I would not really want to see them use a Glyph in that situation. Anyway, here comes the TP.
Yeah.
Slardar coming in to reinforce. Tower's not down just yet, and it looks like VMCU, they are indeed going to back off. So this T1 tower going to get saved.
Yeah, that's I'm very surprised that got saved, to be honest, because if they knew that all the people that were TPing in was Slardar, then Team VMCU could have reinitiated onto the Slardar and DP. But
Indeed.
that did not happen.
And
We'll really see. That's very, very colorful. Thank you. Who's that?
that would be Witch
VMCU?
Doctor.
No, it's Team Schlauss. Yeah.
Ah, yes. Just a little bit of shenanigans occurring while you're still playing a competitive match. Always a good time. Apparently. Either way, another four-man going here. Fifth one just reinforcing. It's 12-23 right now. VMCU really leading this right now, but I have seen stranger things happen. Even though this is a very aggressive setup from Team Schlauss. If this goes late game, I've seen such weird things happen. I wouldn't be surprised if they could pull one out of this.
Yep, like I said, if they could, with the current state of it, because the revenue is, I wouldn't say the same, but like it isn't a complete disparity, that both teams could in fact take this to maybe 40 minutes, 45, depending on who gets team wipe or if they can even pull off a team wipe. Because if a team wipe happens, then whoever's on the winning side is gonna take down at least one, maybe probably two towers, which is gonna be detrimental for any team.
Indeed. Now 4 up top. They're going to push this T1 tower. It's taken them 25 minutes to kill this thing. It's finally going to die. TP's going to get denied as well. Now mid lane, it's a 5-man push against the enemy T1 tower. And are they going to go straight for it? Team Schlauss, if they go straight for this, we've already discussed it. They have a lot more push power to this. They can be more aggressive. DP ult comes out. They're going for it. No Fury swipes Mercy yet, but this tower is dropping like a rock. T1's already down. Quap and Batrider continuing to push. Glyph gonna get popped on the T2 tower. No TP in. They're not gonna be able to reach this tower in time to save it. Indeed, T2 tower going down. Are they gonna continue? They're certainly thinking about it. No, they are just gonna fall back right now. Meanwhile, T2 tower, their own mid lane, starting to go down. It's already at a third of its health. TP in from Ursa. Gonna push this back very quickly. And right about now, this is one of those moments where I also need to point out the ward coverage. The Radiant, they have a nice aggressive ward up in the Dire jungle. They have another rune ward that watches both the rune itself, a little bit of the opposing side of the river, and a lot of the river itself. Gives them great mid vision, rune vision, and the Dire on the other end only have one ward out right now, and it's watching the bottom rune / Roche pit. And while the Radiant don't have Roche vision, they have Ursa, so they know exactly when Roche went down, and they have the Ursa capability just to throw him in there and instantly kill Roche anyway. So that's not going to be a problem for them in any case. Ward vision,
yeah,
definitely.
I was even going to say, while the Radiant were up top, taking the tier 2 tower, they could have bought a ward and got another aggressive ward. But I guess it's sold out, so they can't really do that. That would have been amazing, though. That's something they need to do, is get even more aggressive.
Was this a little bit of a juke on their part? They do come in, Sentry comes out, they do de-ward the high ground on that bot rune. Two heroes going to react, Nyx and Quap right here. Lifestealer are just doing the Ancients right now. No, looks like they realize what's going on. There are 5-man in the Radiant jungle rotating towards this bot lane, and 3 in the Dire jungle right above this bot lane, actually. Oh, Armlet just coming out on Lifestealer. Ah, Lifestealer, you weren't deadly enough already.
That's actually a kind of late Armlet, to be honest.
Oh, it is.
I think Nyx's farm is, yeah, it's a little stunted, to be honest. Though the one big pickup that happened, well, now two big pickups.
Oh,
is the
Lasso
BKB.
comes out bot lane,
Oh, shoot.
trying to get him out here. Firefly's already coming down. They're literally sitting in the fire for him. He's going to get force staffed out. DP ult comes out. So much DPS. Ursa with those Fury Swipes. Immediately, Quap goes down, but Slardar's going to die to the Batrider and Leshrac to the Quap. So overall, a better engagement so far for the Dire. They went 2 for 1, and they haven't lost that bottom T2 tower as of yet. The heals are coming out, too.
Yeah, but it was interesting. At the very end, actually, the Radiant had the advantage there, and they pushed the advantage into past their tower, but they quickly realized that it isn't too much in their favor and backed out. Good.
Indeed, in any situation there, the Radiant went in. They had a fairly bad initiation, actually, but they still managed to pull a kill out of
initiating
that.
is bad.
Ursa, back to farming the jungle. Bye-bye creep camp, we knew ye not so well. Now the Dire trying to pick up that ward vision just a little bit. They do have the bot run, and more quickly they have the Radiant jungle slightly warded from this. It's a better rune ward in my opinion, because it still covers. Oh, it doesn't barely miss it. Ooh, that's close actually.
Oh, which ward?
Yes, it doesn't actually. That ward is too far to the left for the Dire on the bot rune. It doesn't see the rune. That is actually a bit of a misplacement there. Now they do not have rune vision.
Yeah. At this point, runes aren't going to matter that much, but that is kind of interesting. I mean, yes, they see a little bit more into the Radiant jungle on the left side, but yeah, I think the rune vision would have been more important.
Meanwhile, Jakiro Pop going to start pushing this bot lane, and Ursa's back on top of the net worth. He's surpassed Batrider once again. So Ursa and Batrider trying to fight over the top position right now. And going into the late game, that's going to be an interesting situation between this little duel, because Lifestealer, unfortunately, is just not keeping up right now. He is behind in net worth from what he could be.
Yeah, it's very interesting, because Ursa bottom lane, I thought he lost his lane. But I guess not. He's getting a good amount of farm now, and his net worth is doing good. And you know what? What's going on here? It looks like Batrider tried to do Roche, but looks like the entire team was a little not coordinated enough, or kind of hesitant to go in.
An important note to make about this is the Radiant don't actually have vision of the Roche pit. They can't even realize that this is going on, actually.
Oh man, this is gonna be an amazing smoke gank if they can actually pull this off. If they
might find the Quap. In they come, the blink from the Quap immediately. They're trying to turn this around. Earth Split comes down. Jakiro's right on the high ground. Ice Path comes out. It's going to hit both Leshrac and Ursa. Lasso comes out, dragging him up. He gets force staffed upwards. Ursa now in the mid of this fight. BKB gets bumped. Fury Swipes. He two-shots Nyx Assassin. He's turning this around. He's going after Jakiro. One last ability from Batrider trying to save his ass here. Slardar comes in. BKB from him as well. Lifestealer now going in. Fury Swipes coming in once again. Lifestealer, run away. He's trying. He's going to put himself force staff away from Batrider as well, just getting out of there as fast as they can.
That
was an amazing. That's exactly what I want. If I was playing Team Schlauss, I would have been so amazed at that smoke gank. It was an awesome smoke gank, mostly because they cut off Quap. Quap got caught out. She blinked to the left, and then they realized that, you know what? She left her team. They saw the Chihiro go back onto the high ground, and I'm pretty sure they realized that that's probably their entire team up there. So they capitalized on it just perfectly.
I'd also like to point out the big note behind this right now is Ursa got lassoed. He got force staffed to the high ground. The moment he popped that BKB, the moment he went into Enrage and Fury Swipes came out, was the moment where that fight just went whoop. And guess what? Team Schlauss, because of the massive, and I mean massive, DPS that Ursa can deal when he's enraged and he has Fury Swipes, they just came in on top of that fight very heavily, because almost instantaneously, Nyx melted. I don't think he even got a chance to bring his Impale into play there. Right behind him was Jakiro. Right behind that, I mean, Lifestealer, he barely escaped that fight. It went terribly because it was so much DPS from Ursa. He two-shot Nyx. That's just the crazy amount of damage he dealt right there.
Yeah, if they would have bursted, nuked Ursa down, then it would have been worth it. But, you know, Nyx wasn't really there to do his burst. And to be honest, no one else got their burst off too. I don't think Chikiro got his until a little bit later. And you know what? If Lasso ran out and then he went man mode, he had a BKB. He could go through anything else that the Team VMCU did, and yeah, it was just so much damage. I didn't see Nyx get blown up, but that just seems a pretty big thing that he did.
I'm sorry, Nyx, you were there one moment, you're not there now. And this is one of those moments where that means that Ursa, his farm has just gotten just a little bit more forward. Batrider is now 800 behind him. Lifestealer is almost 2,000 behind him.
This is also an amazing smoke gank. They're cutting off everybody.
Oh, they get onto the
Let's see if
high
they can
ground.
actually get
Oh, the ice path. They get caught almost squarely in. They're just going to turn right back around from this. Not worth it to try.
That would have been an actual. Yeah, that would have been a good gank if they could just get one stun on one person, because they could have followed up, but fortunately that did not happen.
Funny note, Slardar was still smoked, actually. He came out of that and he still had his smoke.
That was kind of interesting.
Yep, DP ult comes out. There's the Ursa. He gets caught square in the ice path. He needs to pop his BKB. Instead, he turns right back around. In comes the silence. They're going for it. Sprint comes out from Slardar, going after that Nyx Assassin. Run, Nyx Assassin. And indeed, they do get out of there. But in the meantime, DP ult. Guess what? You had a tower. You don't have a tower. Two get caught in ice path. Nyx Assassin Carapace comes out. Slardar, he gets lassoed. He goes in the other direction, actually. BKB comes out from Batrider, trying to drag him away from the fight. But Ursa's still here. Fury Swipes already came out. Ult comes out from Witch Doctor. They drop like a rock. A double kill for Ursa. Aegis gets popped. Now he's going to come back up. DP's right here. She throws out her nuke. Ursa's going to retreat out of this, and Witch Doctor right there as well. And overall, great engagement. Lifestealer and Quap both going to go down here. And the more important one out of that was the Lifestealer gank. Batrider going to throw out his Flame Break there, trying to deal a little bit of anything if he can. Even in a gank, that's simply not going to happen.
Yeah, VMCU is not concentrating on anyone. They're throwing out as much stuff as possible, and the Batrider lassoing the Slardar, was it? It was Slardar, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Lassoing him back was actually, it was good in theory, but unfortunately, because he didn't concentrating on everyone else, then...
I need to take this moment to say that Jakiro did just catch 4 players in an ice path.
Dire's top tower is under
that was a beautiful
attack.
They need to do stuff like that. They need to capitalize on their stuns, like Team Schlauss is doing. They're capitalizing on their stuns because they have an Ursa that is getting so much farm that they can just walk up to almost anything now.
Right,
and,
that's...
you know, with the good support, they pretty much can take fights because of Ursa man-moding and eating anything he goes up to.
Right, Ursa experiences the exact same problem that Alki does. Alki enrages, and the big problem that Alchemist has is that he's melee. He needs to get to them in order to kill them. And compared to other heroes, like for Slardar, that's not a problem. He has Sprint. He just says, hi, I'm here now.
Yeah.
Alki and Ursa, they can't do that. They need someone to stop the enemy team so they can get closer to bring them to them.
Yeah.
That's why for...
it's even worse for Ursa because, you know, Alchemist has the long-range stun, but Ursa does not. Ursa has to be right next to do anything, period.
Absolutely, but the part about it is the enemy team is a Batrider. If Team Schlauss right now, if they had an Ursa, or if they had a Batrider right now, oh dear lord, I would be scared if I were VMCU. I would be seriously scared. I would not want to go anywhere, knowing that there's a Batrider who any moment is going to blink in, lasso me, and drag me into an Ursa of all heroes.
Yeah, if Slardar isn't really getting too much out of this, he's getting the amplify damage. That is a real contribution to all these fights and everything. And yeah, if they had a Batrider, then yeah, I would be 100% scared. That would have been like a crazy late game team fight potential.
Oh, that on top of that as well, the Slardar, yes, his primary focus is amplify damage, and he's sort of like Bounty Hunter in that sense, where he sits in lane until he's level 6, and then he roams. Amplify damage, amplify damage, amplify damage. That's all he needs to do. That's all he ever needs to do after he's level 6. That's why he's similar to Bounty Hunter in that sense, because all Bounty has to do is track, because track gold.
Well, right now he has a Blink Dagger, which will help very much on the initiation side of things. If Witch Doctor can just throw at the cask on someone, and then Ursa can, well, Slardar can blink right into him, then that's pretty much a death if Ursa somehow catches up, if Ursa doesn't get locked down.
So here we go, defensive call coming out from VMCU. Now they see this 5-man push coming towards the top T3 tower. Ice Path comes out, catching 2, and the creep wave. Tower's going to start taking damage. No DP ult just yet. Impale comes out, catching the Slardar. Here comes the DP ult. There's the dual breath from Jakiro. Magma Pyre comes out as well. They need to turn this around. Slardar goes in. BKB's already popped. Nyx gets stunned. Carapace comes out. He's still stunned. It stuns Ursa temporarily. Ursa still stunned here. Impale comes out. BKB comes up with the Batrider. The lasso onto the Ursa. He can't escape anymore. He's being dragged by the Lifestealer. He turns it back around. His Lifesteal is so great. He just 4-shot Lifestealer. Nyx turns this back around. Impale, he catches 3 in it. Now trying to run away from this. The Flame Break comes out. Slardar trying to run away. In comes the Quap. No Scream MC yet. Instead, just the Pain. Death Prophet now trying to run a godlike kill coming out. Batrider pursuing the Death Prophet, trying to TP out, but the Hex comes out, and that's a dead Death Prophet. Holy shit.
They're good buybacks. Very good buybacks. That saved them, their barracks.
Just, yeah,
But Ursa, oh.
he just 4-shot Lifestealer after getting lassoed, stunned 4 times in a row. He 4-shot a Lifestealer. What?
Yeah, it's crazy. That's for sure.
This is why you don't let an Ursa in the game.
That's why you don't lasso an Ursa into your team and everything.
Oh, indeed. This has gotten to the point where Jakiro is farming the jungle. Jakiro is farming the jungle.
Yeah. One thing I want to point out at the very beginning, just to point out that Jakiro threw out his stun and missed, and then all of a sudden Nyx came in and threw out his stun. It landed, and they didn't have any follow-up. Like, everything that they're throwing out has no follow-up, has no real, real capitalization on their stuns. Exactly. It's just a delay. Right now, they need to make everything precision. And where was that kill, actually? I didn't see it.
That was bot lane. Quap and Nyx go in bot,
wow.
trying to gank the Ursa. They do manage to kill the Ursa, but they do have to lose the Nyx to do so.
Yeah.
Overall, an interesting.
If they didn't lose the Nyx, yeah. If they didn't lose the Nyx, then they could have pushed in right now. But since they lost Nyx, it might still be neutral game right now.
Ursa did have to pop his BKB for that though, so a little bit of a loss to Ursa. Another second off his BKB. Never anything you'd want to have.
I think it was at 6, now it's at 5. So.
XP, just a little bit beneath the 2.5k mark in favor of the Dire. Gold, on the other hand, about 5,000 in favor of the Radiant. So, overall, a very even game. It's been very back and forth so far, and even though this early game aggression has failed for Team Schlauss, they've managed to turn this around going into the late game. They've managed to make it into an actual team composition that works well in team fights and is still capable of a good amount of push.
Yeah, I mentioned this before, but if the revenue, if the advantage on one team isn't that big, if it wasn't too significant, then they can take this to 40 minutes, which is something I wasn't expecting, of course, about Team Schlauss's lineup. But they managed to pull it off, and you know what? They're here. Ursa has a Abyssal Scepter. Oh my god! If Batrider took him, Abyssal Blade, Scepter Blade. Same thing. They're pointy objects. If Ursa gets lassoed one more time, I have to say this Batrider isn't getting that Ursa's eating everybody. Like, they really cannot. They need to kill off Leshrac and Witch Doctor. That's for sure.
Yeah, Ursa will melt them instantaneously, but the Witch Doctor ult will just deal enough damage that it forces them back, and then Ursa comes in and says, "Hi, I'm going to melt you now. I hope you don't mind."
Yeah, that is true. That's why they need to make sure Nyx stuns or anything else just burst them down.
Tharby
and
smoke.
This is a smoke. Yes.
Meanwhile, though, they're down at Roche. Sorry,
yeah,
we're not
they
there.
Have no wards, by the way. Radiant has no wards.
They have sentry
there,
wards.
So they could do Roche right here.
Regular wards. So yeah.
Oh, where's sentry? Oh.
Yeah, they do have great. I mean, they have great sentry ward vision to counter the Nyx. The one thing they don't have is observer wards, so they actually have map vision. And now this happens. Instead, they're going to change target. They if the Dire go for Roche here, they might not be able to respond very adequately to the fact that Radiant are about to go for going to go for a top lane push here. Are they going to go for it?
It's Roche or TP back.
Lifestealer goes in.
I don't know what they're going to do, but
Ursa's moving ahead of the creep wave. Going to take the next one. Team is following up right behind them. They're going into Roche. I don't think they saw the entire team there just yet.
Nope.
Now they must have. TP coming out. Massive call for defense coming in. Jakiro immediately TP's in. Ice Path going to catch no one. Nyx Assassin right behind him. And the final TP in going to be the co-op. Already Magmapire comes out. Ursa, there's the blink in from Slardar. He gets lassoed. He's getting dragged in. Ursa following it up. He's trying to get in there. BKB gets popped. Fury Swipes comes in. There's the Enrage. Hi, Jakiro. Bye, Jakiro. Ult comes out from Witch Doctor. Melee Barracks is gone. Nyx Assassin goes down. They're trying to turn this around. Batrider gonna get hit. Final Barracks goes down. Queen of Pain Scream, or just, yeah, Quap comes in with the Scream. Not gonna do enough, and with the top racks already gone. Team Schlauss declaring, guess what? We did what we needed to do. Bye-bye.
Yeah, the team VMCU needed to turn around and not concentrate on the carries, because they are eating everybody. Once again, they needed to go past the carries, in fact, and go to the people hitting the barracks. Then they would have got the supports down. I don't know for sure if Ursa sort of would have got back to them in front of the barracks, but you know what? It's the carries that are really carrying the game right now. I know it's a big surprise, but
well, the scary part is that even in comparison of the carries, Ursa is out carrying Lifestealer. He simply is right now. We saw it much earlier. Ursa killed Lifestealer in 4 hits, and he's about to solo Roshan. The only person here to counter him is a Quap. And there goes Ursa. Guess what? You saw Roshan. You're not going to see him for very long. Or are they going to try and do something about this? Observer Ward goes out. Silence comes out on the Quap. In comes the Firefly. Batrider coming in already. The Aegis. It hasn't been picked up yet. Queen of Pain snatched the Aegis. She's getting out of here. Ursa's getting picked up. Lifestealer comes in. BKB gets popped. He's trying to do this. Can he? He needs to deal enough damage. He's not dealing anything. He's just getting stuck. He's getting locked down. And yes, Ursa's going to go down. Now Nyx comes in. Witch Doctor gets caught out. He's still trying to run away. Cask trying to stay in the fight here. BKB on a Witch Doctor. Ult comes out. In comes the Slardar. They stun the fire. They stun the Batrider, but it's simply not enough. Final Flame Break comes in. Gonna hit the Slardar. Cask comes out. Gonna bounce between those two for a moment, but nothing gonna come out of that. Unless there's something up there, which there is. There's a DP who's going to die brutally. They go in once again. The dagger comes out from Quap, but Ursa is back. Impale is here, but the Carapace going to save Nyx temporarily. Cask comes out onto the Witch Doctor himself because of the Carapace from Nyx. And again, nothing going to come out of that.
There was cheese, right, in that fight?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure there was cheese.
There was cheese.
Yeah, and Ursa ate the cheese, but still died, which is the even more crazier part, because he was just eating people before. And now he got eaten.
He just got locked down
because he was a little bit. Yes, he was out of position. He needed to. Well, someone needed to pick up the Aegis. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, Quap picked it up. She did die in that fight, so Aegis is already gone.
Oh wow. Okay. And this is a 45-minute game, which, you know, like I said, I wasn't expecting. And you know what? We'll see. We'll see if VMCU can come back, because this seems like Team Schlauss's advantage, of course, because the barracks up top and they can push. But if VMCU can get off a good gank and kill off the right people, then you know what? Things could really work, and things could go on this Ursa.
They're certainly thinking about it. Oh, yep, they do go for it. There's the lasso and the Firefly. Ice Path comes out. They caught the Ursa, taking so much damage. Magmapire comes out, and that's a dead Ursa. Immediately, they try to turn this back around.
That was a great gank. Ursa got out of position, and they capitalized on it. Yep.
And yeah, we've started going into the late game here, and this is one of my favorite moments in Dota 2, because this is the part where, looking at the levels, Ursa's level 22, Lifestealer is level 20, he's right behind him. The gold advantage is basically, I mean, it's a little bit in favor of the rating, it's 5k, but 5k in late game is not very much. It's just not enough to be significant, plus the XP advantage is in favor of the Dire. So this is my favorite part of the game, where this is no longer about gold. This is no longer about XP. this is no longer about towers. This is about barracks. But above barracks, this is now about positioning. This is now about team fights. This is what I like to think of as Dota at its purest form. Because gold doesn't matter. XP doesn't matter. What counts, what matters is positioning. It counts team fights. Where you get it off, how you get it off, when you get it off. That's exactly what it counts and what it means at this point. And right now, barrier for the initiation, Lasso comes out, Leshrac trying to get out of this, not going to happen, he goes down almost instantaneously. In comes the Slardar, BKB popping, trying to get anything, Cast comes in, it dies, the silence comes out on 2 players, Slardar trying to get out of here, Open Wounds comes in, Lifestealer now on your back, your 4-staff sword, Lifestealer still here, DP ult dealing so much damage, but is it enough? Slardar, he gets caught in a corner, will he make it to the base? Yes he does, but DP going to be lucky as well. Actually, they're going to break off the fight there, they're going to go back and take the T2 tower.
That was a I just don't know what to say. Nix tried to stun Slaughter as he ran away, but missed it somehow.
Yeah, that was just a very weird engagement and team fight in itself. But the T2 tower going to go down, so VMCU going to take a little bit of map control back. Still, the Radiant only have 1 Observer Ward. They don't have very good map vision, whereas the Dire still have 0. And actually, it's going to get called out, so this Observer Ward's not going to be here for too long. Bye, Observer Ward. Nice knowing you.
Okay, Bad Raiders coming in to destroy it, which is good.
And they're going to turn right back on and take
know.
the sentry, too. At least they want to.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think they can see it. There we go.
Yep. Right now, Ursa and Slaughter need to just BKB right whenever they see the team, because back then, Slaughter actually got killed because he didn't activate his BKB. And he got locked down because of Jakiro and a bunch of other stuff. So it's gonna, because the BKB timers are getting lower and lower. There's a window of time that they need to pull off things and make sure that they don't lose. We'll see if they make it through that window, but man, this is a good Dota. This is Dota at its finest right now, like you said.
Absolutely. As we go further into this late game, it's just going to get more and more entertaining. Because the way I predict this, it's going to come down in the end of things, in this match is what I'm predicting. It's going to come down to a team fight. It's not going to be about mega creeps. It's not going to be about anything like that. It's going to be a do or die situation. If one team loses the team fight, they're going to go for a GG push. If the other one loses, other team will do the same. Lasso comes out, Ursa immediately gets caught, Hex comes out on him. Meanwhile, in the actual fight, Slardar's still alive here. Nyx Assassin goes down, Ursa's still in here, Fury swipes, he's going after the Lifestealer, he's getting the kill, will it be enough? He just can't land the last hit, and Batrider's still here, Ursa's on fire, he's been poisoned, is he gonna go down? No, he's not going down yet, and he's getting heals from Witch Doctor, Ursa's going to live through that! Meanwhile, Batrider, he's been silenced. Magma Pyre wears off. Jakiro's still here. In comes the Slardar. The stun comes out on the Batrider. Amplified damage comes out. Everything coming out. Batrider takes so much damage. They try to turn this around. Batrider goes down. Lifestealer's still in here. And no, Leshrac going to be the only one who goes down. Buyback from Lifestealer as well. Now a buyback from Batrider. Barracks are still taking damage. They need to be careful of that buyback.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And indeed, Team Schlauss going to do exactly what they should do. They're going to fall back. They're going to get away. They forced 2 buybacks. They took a T3 tower, and that means that they just basically got the enemy team to dance to their tune. That's exactly what just happened there.
Yeah, that actually was also exactly what happened to the top barracks. Batrider lassoed Ursa and they didn't get the good lockdown in. And then Slaughter came in to do whatever he wanted, really. He came in and destroyed the Nyx, and then all the supports behind them, they took down whoever decided to contest them, which was different amount of people one by one. And then also they got a lot of buybacks, and I'm pretty sure they're just gonna push in bot again, which happened top lane. They forced a bunch of buybacks, didn't get the barracks, and then went in for another push and then got the barracks. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually what's going to happen again bot lane.
Well, right now, Team Schlauss, they still have to play this very carefully. They are technically behind on kills, so they are behind on XP, but they still have a gold advantage.
Yes.
So they just have to play this very carefully. They can't just lose team fights willy-nilly, and then their towers are going to go down, because that's just bound to happen. So they have to be careful. They have to go into these team fights, measure out what's going to happen, and make sure that they play them smartly.
If Batrider hooks Ursa again, though, then that's...
Ursa is getting caught out by that observer. He walks directly over it, too, trying to come in for him. Are they going to be able to? Reinforcements are right there. I'm not sure if they know it.
This is not going to be good. There's only a Nyx and Jakiro here. I don't know why they're still committing to this. Jakiro right now, like, look,
he gets spotted out. There's the BKB.
He's gonna die.
Split Earth happens, and bye, Jakiro. Nice knowing you.
Yeah, that was 100% out of position. He was out of position.
Well,
sure, he had a Nyx there, but Nyx just ditched him.
Part of the problem for that was that ward didn't actually give the vision it needed to give for them. So they saw the Ursa was there. They knew that he was there. And they just, I think the ward actually ran out on it. But either way, it just didn't do what it needed to do. And they lost vision, and they didn't see that the rest of the team was heading up that way. So yeah, now it is a 5-man push right up bot lane. Jakiro's still down for another 30 seconds. There's no buybacks. They're trying to do what they should do. They're trying to split push through this. Mid T3 tower going to go down, and an immediate TP back from Lifestealer. In comes the Slardar, he gets the stun on the Nyx. Lasso from Batrider, but now he gets stunned by the Split Earth. In comes Quap. Now the BKB comes out for them. Ursa, actually, Witch Doctor goes in. I don't see Ursa at the moment. Now he goes in. He's going on the Lifestealer. There's the Fairy Swipe. There's the Enrage. Hi, Lifestealer. Here comes Split Earth once again. Deep heal, trying to do what it can. Trying to turn this around. Batrider still here, but the cask. The cask is stunning them like crazy. It's still stunning them too. Finally, it wears off. The bottom barracks are just gone. Mid T3 towers taking damage. It's getting backdoored. That's how crazy this is. Now Ursa, he might die. No, his lifesteal is so great that he stays alive through most of that. T3 tower going to go down. Buyback from the Ursa. But in the meantime, DP going to go down. Slardar is going to stun. Is he trying to get out of here? No, he wants the kill on that lifestealer, but an Ice Path going to guarantee his doom. And in the meantime, Batrider going to pursue and get the kill onto the Witch Doctor.
Does Radiant Team have buyback? Do they have buyback at all?
Yes, they do. Witch Doctor has buyback.
They do, okay.
Witch Doctor has buyback.
That's good, that's good. It's just Witch, oh my god, maybe I don't know what's gonna happen here. They could push it out. They really could push it out and see how far they get. In fact, yeah, the middle tier barracks are done. Witch Doctor buys back, that's good, that's very good. We'll see if they can...
It's 3v3 right now. Jakiro,
yeah, if
Batrider, yeah. Oh, Quap actually leaves them. They're not going to commit to this.
Okay, okay.
Instead, they've done exactly what they need to do. They got the Ursa to buy back, they got the Witch Doctor to buy back, and they pushed out that mid lane to a degree. So that's very good for them. And the Abyssal Blade on Lifestealer, oh god.
Yeah, like you said, this is going to come down to team fights, like a team fight.
Yep.
This is really a team fight or nothing. Like all or nothing kind of situation.
Because, I mean, this is coming to the point where we're going to have mega creep soon. The mid T3 tower is down for the for VMCU. They've already lost their top racks, bot racks. They have 2 lanes of mega creeps, whereas Team Schlauss, they only have 1 lane of mega creeps. But it's so hard to defend against those mega creeps because you have to constantly split push. You have to constantly push that stuff out so that you can maintain control. And right now, VMCU, they're going to be on the defensive constantly. And I mean absolutely constantly. But this is the part where I'm talking about. It's going to come down to one team fight. If there is a full team wipe, if Team Schlauss overcommits, they want to go for that GG push. They say, hey, look, we can go for this, and then they all die. Boom. VMC, they're going to go for a big GG push. They might even just skip the creep wave. They might just try and backdoor it if they can. That's what it'll come down to. And right now,
we'll see if they can pull off a hat trick. Oh man, if they do, then that'd be crazy. But
I mean, right now, Team Schlauss, they're going for it. They're 5-manning right up the center lane here. It's going to be 5v5. Ursa going on the racks already. He's popped his Enrage. Now he changes targets. In comes the Batrider, the Lasso. Ice Path is gone. There's the Magma Pyre. Ursa's still stuck in it. He's taking a lot of damage. His lifesteal not keeping him alive. Ursa's gonna go down. He has no buyback. Nyx, he's almost down, trying to stay alive. BKB comes out from the Death Prophet. Slardar goes down. Now the Ice Path. It catches the Witch Doctor. No, the shot catching. He goes down. Witch Doctor barely alive. DP gonna go down. Witch Doctor's the last remaining one. He wants that Rax, but no, he's going to go down. He gets caught in Ice Path. A full team wipe for Team Schlauss, and this is what I'm talking about. VMCU, they're going for it.
They need to go for something. They need to make sure that they capitalize on this. Like I said, if they could win the game right now, if they can get pushed down that lane as fast as possible.
It could just be
looks like they're having Quap come back.
It could just be GG, actually. It could just be GG. There is a 20-second respawn. They need 50 seconds for Ursa back. They need 40 for Witch Doctor, 30 for Slardar. They're already at the T3. Batrider is leading this. This could actually be GG. There's no
If
buybacks.
this is a GG, then it's BKB really costed them. Well, it didn't cost them, but yeah, Radiant's BKBs just ran out and couldn't, you know, do much.
Death Prophet just up, Leshrac just up, Slardar in 8 seconds. First T4 tower, the Glyph fortification comes out. DP now here, no ult, but they both get caught in an Ice Path. The first T4 tower goes down. If they go down, this will utterly be GG. Lasso comes out, DP gets caught, but he gets drug out. Slardar's back in here. Ancient not taking damage yet. One T4 tower still up. Slardar almost goes down. He's retreating into Fountain. Nyx Assassin almost pursues, but no, Leshrac is going to go down. They go back to the T4 tower. It goes down. The Ancient is exposed. The throne is taking damage. In comes the Death Prophet. The ult gets popped. Nyx Assassin trying to run. He's able to back off fast enough. They're all backing off. Entire enemy team chasing them.
Dire's middle tower.
Ice Path comes out. They overextended, did they? Almost. Nyx Assassin goes down. Slardar goes down in the meantime. Ursa, he gets picked up. Now he goes back down. Eul Scepter saving Jakiro for the time being. Nyx Assassin actually going to buy back.
Dire's
I
middle
don't
towers
know
are under
who, I don't know what's going on anymore, period. It's just like, this is so back and forth. I wasn't expecting this from these two teams, for this game to happen like this. But goddamn, this is a spectacle to watch, that's for sure.
Well, it just comes down to being shenanigans, and this is exactly what I'm talking about when I said much earlier on.
Yeah, it's so much shenanigans. Like
It's now come down to, it is a game of positioning, a game of team fights. Respawn times absolutely count. Buyback absolutely counts. And the fact that Ursa is now soloing Roshan once again absolutely counts. It's going to give Ursa that little bit more survivability that he needs. And there's cheese.
Yeah, I mean, like, at this point, the BKBs are so low.
The BKBs are
that
basically
it could
gone.
come down.
They're done.
Yeah, then it could come down to Nyx getting like a 2 or 3 person stun. That could win Dire the game. It could come down to Witch Doctor Cask doing stunning enough people. It could come down to so many different things that it's, like I said, this is just good Dota. This is just really amazing Dota.
And at this point, it's another 5-man pushing right up the mid lane. VMCU, they are ready. It's time, folks. Round number 5,000. Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah. By the way, thank you, Taylor and Tom, my roommates, because they keep on saying good football. But let's go. Let's see.
There we go, Ursa. He commits into this. He gets lassoed. He gets picked up. Slardar comes in with the stun. It's going to keep Jakiro and Lifestealer out of this temporarily. Ursa, he's in this fight once again. He's on the Lifestealer. Scream comes out from Quap. Isn't enough. Ursa, he's going to go down. He still has the Aegis. Slardar's right here. He's trying to man-mode the Lifestealer. He gets 3 shots. In comes the DPL, but is it enough? Ursa's back up. He switches target onto the Batrider. Batrider's trying to back up. The Rax goes down. We almost have Mega Creeps. Jakiro, he lays down the Magma Pyre in the opposite direction. He's going to run right back into it. Now the Ice Path comes out. DP trying to run backwards. Ursa, he's caught in it. Lifestealer's man-moding. Lifestealer, he's going to go down. Ursa goes down again. Now DP just trying to back off. Ursa has buyback. He's up once again. Death Prophet trying to get out of this, but she just can't. She's being chased. Is there open wounds? There's the open wounds, and that is a dead Death Prophet. And Leshrac, he'll go down as well. Buyback from Witch Doctor. Buyback from Leshrac. Buybacks from Death Prophet. So many buybacks. This is crazy.
Dire's
Ursa declares.
Like I said,
This is crazy, and the catapults are hitting the throne! The radiant catapults are hitting the throne!
you know, as much as
Oh, well, could this actually be GG? Could this actually... They're calling GG!
is under attack.
I think they could have defended it. I don't know, but wow, that was a game. That certainly happened. Yes.
Holy shit! After 61 minutes, it will end 32-52, and almost a 2,000 gold advantage, a 25,000 XP advantage for the Dire. The Dire just lost this with a 25,000 XP advantage.
GG. Just GG to everybody in this game. Well, like I said in the.
Whoop! I cut him off. Whoopsies. So yeah, we'll be right back, guys, with round number 2. Stay tuned.
misty mountains cold, to dungeons deep and caverns old. The pines were roaring on the height, the winds were moaning in the night. The fire was red, it flaming spread. The trees like torches blazed with light.
Again, just to add on one more time in stream, we're having a 10-minute break while a replacement player is being brought in. I'll speak to you guys in just a little bit. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our second match of the night, featuring VMCU facing off against Team Schlauss, who have been physically named back to Pooping Schlauss.
Yeah, it caught me for a second there because they actually have the team names, but also this is all pick, so remake.
Remake! Failcast!
Meepo though. Meepo is going to be a good pick for
Me. Yeah, great pick. What do you mean we're supposed to be back this time and not have false remakes and actually make things look good and happen? What kind of world is this, Kendomo?
Radiant team ban.
Kendomo?
Dire team ban.
Calling all Kendomos! Oh dear. Apparently I've lost my co-commentator. Well, either way.
Oh, I'm back. Hello.
Radiant
That was
team
unprofessional, I'm sorry.
Oh dear. This is getting better by the 5 milliseconds. So let's count the problems we've had tonight.
Yeah.
We've had bugs that involve the in-game players hearing the commentators. We've had people's networks across their entire campus drop. We've had remakes because we made it all pick. We've had remakes because they just couldn't continue on with the bugs. We've had oh god. This list is going to go on too long for me to continue doing so.
Yeah, I'm sorry I have to contribute to that list, but I just had to do some bathroom time. Anyways, moving on. All right, so Bad Rider Man, Templar Assassin, then winner picked up for the set. Yeah, that's the Dire side. Looks like they're gonna do maybe Trillion, most likely with the winner off.
So indeed, once again, it is going to be Team Schlauss, and no longer are they named Poop, facing off against Virginity Mobile Command Units. Already our bands have been Templar Assassin, Bat Rider, Io, and Nature's Prophet, and our first pickup was Windrunner. Always nice to see the Windrunner. Both great lockdown, great push, and then great offlane at the exact same time. So having a Windrunner, I mean, she fulfills so many roles that she's a very versatile support. Kind of like Rubik.
Yeah, she fills a lot of utility roles, that's for sure. I mean, she can do some damage, but for the most part, she's so much utility. She can do a lot of different things.
Utility here, utility there. Now the real question is, what VMCU is going to be picking up to counter them? Alki going to be our first pickup, going straight for the hard carries. Why not? Let's just get the greedy first, and then we'll talk about it later. The real question is what their follow-up pickup's going to be.
Yeah, Alchemist can fit a lot of different roles too. That's even support.
True, but generally you see either
it's a good first pick.
You see either a farm happy Alki or a team fight oriented Alki. Generally, you don't see
usually.
Much of that.
You don't see the carries picked too much in the first two picks, but the Alchemist is one of those few exceptions because
he gets banned.
Yeah, he gets banned.
I mean, these bans in their own regards are a little bit unusual to see a TA and a Nature's Prophet. Usually, it's almost always straight up Wisp, Batrider, Lifestealer, and OD.
Yeah. I mean, it isn't too crazy of bans, but yeah, you do see those other ones a lot more.
Which, I mean, to be fair, non-traditional bans does kind of hint that they might be doing something a little non-traditional. So to see that happening is just great, in my opinion. And now a Rubik and a Bane pickup. Oh, I love this. This is getting better by the moment, Kondomo.
Yeah, this is a lot of combination, just like last game. We'll see how well they can pull it off, but Bane can
lockdown.
Be picked up mostly, for lockdown and to go through BKB. That's one of the real reasons why Bane is still being picked, and a really good pick, Counter Alchemist going BKB.
I mean, the
only problem is that he's squishy.
I love both of these pickups, the Rubik and the Bane.
Remaining.
The Bane, he is. I mean, I like to describe Bane as the.
5 seconds remaining.
He's literally Lockdown incarnate. He has Nightmare. He has Brain Sap. He has Enfeeble, Enfeeble being the more important of the two. And he has Fiend's Grip, just to throw on top of that. Oh, okay, you have BKB. Nope, never mind Fiend's Grip. Oh, I'm sorry, you have something else, Nightmare. Oh, I'm sorry, I just want to kill you, Brain Sap. Oh, I'm sorry, you're dealing a lot of damage, Enfeeble. Yeah, and then the Rubik pickup. I love describing Rubik as the most versatile pickup you could possibly get.
Everything you just described, Rubik can steal.
Exactly.
That's one of the reasons.
That's why Rubik is so versatile as well, because, hey, I'm Rubik! You got a spell. Guess what? No, you don't. And you know, the #1 most stealable spell in this game, I swear, is Fiend's Grip. So, not only is Fiend's Grip an extremely powerful spell,
Fiend's Gripping is always great,
but it's also one of the most stealable spells in the game. So, Rubik, already a great pickup. Counters anything Bane can do just because he can steal whatever he can do. Bane's going to have to focus on taking Rubik out of the fight before he focuses on taking Alki out of the fight. And then it really does depend on the rest of the pickups to see how much versatility Rubik's going to have in this.
Naga Siren.
Ooh, Naga. I like a Naga.
I thought you said boof for a moment. I was like, what?
Yeah, spoof.
What's in my ears here?
Oh my god.
It's a Kunkka!
Wow. Kunkka is a great hero. He can just do a lot of just harassment early game. And then if he gets a good boat, then that's just amazing, but usually fail boats. We'll see what exactly they're looking to make their team fully. Because Kunkka is an interesting pick, but it comes down to what else is picked also with Kunkka.
Right, with Kunkka,
to see if it pulls off.
He can act as a carry, but generally you'll have another harder carry alongside him. But the thing about it is, what Kunkka is, he is chaos. That's what I'd say he represents in this fight. He comes in, doesn't matter if he gets a fail boat, because that splits up the enemy team. Doesn't matter if he misses his nuke, because that splits up the enemy team. That is the true meaning of Kunkka, is to sow chaos wherever he goes. And to do that will open up opportunities for his team.
Okay, that's a good pickup, because one problem with Kunkka is that he's also very squishy, so if he gets locked down, then he can really not do much. So Clockwork is a good pickup to try to pick him off.
Failboat yourself!
Vengeful Spirit, Vengeful Spirit is good. I mean, they're just filling out their tri-lane right now. It might be tri-lane with the Kunkka, so they can get a torrent off. But we'll see for sure.
Yeah, we'll see.
If they pick another hard carry.
Mid Kunka. Just kidding.
That is very viable.
There aren't many people who actually like
Clockwork
it.
could go mid.
It's kind of fallen out of favor in the competitive scene.
Reserve time.
Usually, I'd say we're more likely actually to see
Yeah.
an off-lane Kunka than we would to see a mid Kunka.
Yeah, well, with Windrunner, no, but yeah, Kunka's just gonna do whatever he wants right now.
He's going
Be wherever he wants to be.
Kunka. Might just do dual lanes, actually. That's another thought.
Yeah, they could do duo lanes. If they get another hard carry, Windrunner can go mid, and they can do duo lanes, so both... Okay, AM ban. They could do duo lanes so they can make sure that the support and the carry get a good amount of experience, and they both get some farm. But if they don't, then most likely it's going to be tri-lane with the Kunkka, and then they're going to pick a mid,
10
which,
seconds remaining.
since TA is not in, see.
5 seconds remaining.
And this in itself is kind of a weird choice. To see that VMCU, they picked up a Naga Siren
Reserve
and
time.
then a Clockwork right after. Like, I like the Clockwork pickup because it counters the Kunkka, it counters the Bane in some ways, and it counters the Windrunner because it locks down the
Radiant
Windrunner.
team
I mean,
pick.
it's an initiation from Clockwork. Hook shot into Cogs is deadly in any case. But,
Yeah.
oh, the Magnus pickup.
Ooh. Yeah.
Dire team
But anyway, you...
So that's a Mag mid, Clockwork off lane, and then Naga, Rubik, Alchemist, tri-lane, most likely.
Yeah, I can see that. But to add on top of that, then you have
Yeah.
Naga Siren as well. You have the Siren song. Guess what?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. You're getting
That's
swamped.
great. Good setup.
Siren song. Let's get back. Siren song. We feel like getting into position, and they can't do anything about it. Siren song.
10
Yeah.
seconds remaining.
Basically,
Magnus...
Siren songs are so great for so many
5
different
seconds
things, and
remaining.
add on top of that the fact that it's a Faceless Void, so definitely they are going to pick up a harder carry to go with the Kunkka.
Wow.
That's about as the
Yeah.
hard of carry as you could go, actually. Faceless Void.
So, right now, I think VMCU has a little bit better early game. A little bit. By a tiny margin. Because, to be honest, Kunkka and Faceless Void need a little bit to get started. Magnus needs a little bit. Alchemist, of course, needs a little bit. And Naga, well, everyone else, just a little bit to actually get online. We'll see how the tri-lanes go, because that's gonna be the real lanes to watch to see if how each team transition to mid game. I'm not imagining Magnus will gank too much. He will gank, but he won't be all around the map.
Well, the real power of Magnus here is going to be as an initiator. Like, Clockwork can initiate in the first place,
Yes,
but if you
exactly.
could follow it up with Blink and RP from the Magnus, and hey, guess what? You have the best initiation you could ask for. Then you can follow it up where you blink RP and then push them back into your team, right into the Clockwork, who then Cogs, and then you have
30
Alki
seconds
Slapchop,
to battle.
and then if need be, you have Nets from Naga Siren, and then you have Rubik on top of it all, just to spell steal, just to be a dick.
Yeah, it's a lot of good setup, and it's also a fairly good setup on the Dire side. Windrunner, if she can get the shackle shot off perfectly, then it'll go a very long distance helping him with the team fights or anything else. It looks like it's going to be aggressive tri-lane up top against the defensive tri-lane of the Dire.
Which is all on the rune right now, with no wards.
Yeah.
On the other side, though,
Kunkka
they
is
did
gonna go
actually...
mid.
They completely blocked the pole camp, and they have rune vision, so overall for the Dire, they have a better setup so far with the Windrunner down off
Yes.
lane compared to a Clockwork, actually. It's a Clockwork against a Windrunner. That's not a very common one.
Yeah. Kunkka, by the way, just went Bracer. That's all he got. He's not going to get Bottle, I don't believe.
Oh, he's trying to play this.
And,
You get nothing.
yeah.
It's a very interesting setup for Kunkka.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good setup because well, Magnus could shockwave and everything, but in the end, Kunkka has more harassment and everything.
Overall, though, I have to say out of this, like, Rubik is going to have so much versatility in this match. Not only does he have Fiend's Grip that he can grab the Kunkka boat if he times it right, and he can grab Faceless Void if he really wanted to. So, I mean,
Yes.
there's just so much he can grab. He can grab Chronosphere, he can grab Fiend's Grip, he can grab the Fail Boat.
If I were him, I would actually try to grab the Vengeful Spirit stun, because that's just a great stun. It does a lot of damage, and it does a good amount of time on the stun. So we'll see what he steals. We'll see what he prioritizes. But man, he does have a lot of other stuff he can grab, including Windrunner. Windrunner has a lot of good skills.
Oh yeah, if he were to steal Shackle Shot, or if he were to steal Power Shot, or anything like that, suddenly Rubik becomes so much more versatile. Especially if he grabs Shackle Shot, actually, because not only does he have Telekinesis then he has Shackle Shot on top of Fade Bolt, so he'll have a good amount of stun just by himself.
Yeah. Rubik needs to not get Chronosphere, that's for sure. Because if he does get Chronosphere, then he can't do the damage reduction, he can't do his stun, and then whatever else, most likely a stun from the other team. So let's see if he can dodge it. He might just go Force Staff.
Absolutely, and so far these engagements going quite well. It is a tri-lane against an offensive tri-lane, and meanwhile it's 1v1 in every other lane. And again, this is the second match now where we've ended up with a very weird lineup in the safe lane for the Radiant and the off lane for the Dire, where it's a Windrunner against a Clockwork. Usually it's the Clockwork in the off lane. Instead, we're throwing the Clockwork in the safe lane, because why not? Need to throw him somewhere.
Well, it is technically like a off lane, because, you know, he's solo. But it is the safe lane for their side.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Oh yeah, the telekinesis pick up.
No.
I'm not gonna go into anything though.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Alchemist
concoction
moves
actually
to-
going in.
okay.
It's going to hit Bane, rather head on. In comes the Rubik once again. Do they have any damage? Net comes in. Nightmares himself, trying to stay alive here. He breaks the Nightmare. Instead, Rubik gets Nightmared. Now Alki taking a lot of damage. Faceless still in here. He's going to blink forward onto the Alki, trying to get him down. Fade Bolt going off. Instead, Concoction ticking off once again. And now Faceless probably going to get stunned, and they're just going to fall back. Stun comes in. Net goes out on the Bane in both sides. Going to call it quits. All right, it's a draw. That's what they just said.
Yeah, I mean, if they got their stuns on one person, then someone would have died, and most likely one of their people died. But instead, they decided to spread the stuns out, and then got away with it.
Gotta spread the love, bro.
Yes.
It's worth noting that the Dire went through quite a large expense to deward their pole camp. They actually put both sentry wards on it, and they didn't actually have time to deward the rune, though usually you don't, but that's just an off note. Now this tri-lane versus tri-lane, a very interesting situation where Faceless Blade is actually out-farming the Alki very well right now, and Clockwork is going to be the hope of their team so far. Clockwork is out-farming everyone. He's having a very fun time versus Windrunner right now.
What's his CS?
It's 21 and 5 right now. Or 20 and 5, excuse me.
That's pretty good. Oh, he actually gets Shackle Shot, but I don't think anything will come of it.
Oh no, we're talking about Clockwork here. If a Windrunner could kill a Clockwork, I don't know. You'd have to revoke my Dota
I mean,
card at
a
that
good
point.
Shackle, if she gets a level lead, then it could be possible. But since looks like Clockwork is getting more.
Oh, and in the meantime, in the mid lane, Kanka gonna get caught out by the Magus with a haste rune, no less. Looks like he was able to get off at a good skewer, followed by a shockwave.
Yeah.
So that will be our first blood going into this match, given to Knife Man. And in the top lane, oh, they want to deny this pull. Naga Siren does push forward, throws out her Riptide, and is immediately going to fall back.
I'm surprised both teams could go aggressive right now, but instead they're deciding not to. So
gotta passively farm.
We'll see how this lane. Yeah, we'll see how this lane goes, because Alchemist versus Faceless Void is a very. I mean, it just depends on if Faceless Void can get bashes. Then it'll be on in the favor of Faceless Void, but.
Well, once Alki gets his Chemical Rage as well, it'll be an interesting situation in its own regard. Slap chop! It looks like he is getting phase boots right now, so phase boots on an Alki. Gotta have that speed, bro. Gotta be able to close the difference. Again, that's the problem with Alki. He's a melee hero. He's got to get close to the enemies. With Batrider, it's just kind of a game of, okay, Batrider lasso, bring him to me. Well, now Alki doesn't have that, so he's going to have to go phase boots. He's going to have to bring in his own capability in order to make it happen.
This is a very different game than last time, that's for sure. We'll wait until things really get off, and then
things will go crazy from them, because that's generally how that happens.
Yep. See how crazy it gets. And Kunkka and Magnus are rushing for the ruined bot.
Looks like Kunkka gotta be the one to grab it.
Magnus.
Bottom
Yeah.
tower is under attack.
It heals like the salt sea air.
Like the salt sea air. Good commentary there, Kunkka.
Yes.
Good commentary.
Thank you. Do we owe him like money or something now?
Yeah. We owe him royalties. Yep, Faceless gonna get caught out. Concoction's coming out. A lot of damage heading the way of Alki. He's one hit away. The bash comes out, and yes, Alki's gonna go down, making it 2-1. And now Vin's just
Radiant's
gonna
middle
back off.
tower is under attack.
It's all about those bashes, Faceless Void. The reason why he's kind of viable, kind of okay early game is because of those bashes. I played a game myself with Faceless Void. Yeah, it's gonna come down to that.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Kunkka's getting some free farm right now, as he's
Radiant's
missing his
middle
opponent,
tower is under
Magnus.
attack.
Nowhere to be seen at the moment. Poor Kunkka.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Where is Magnus? Wait, Magnus. Yeah, Magnus is bot. Looks
He's
like he's
top.
gonna try to do a gank because you have 6. I mean, yeah, top. Sorry, my bad. I know if he's gonna contend. No, he's gonna try to go back up top because he has RP, and all it has to what needs to start is a Rubik or Naka stun, and then.
Yep, there's multiple ways he can handle this. He's going in. Faceless Void right there. He skewers in. There's the RP. Now here they come. Concoction's ticking. The telekinesis from Rubik. Gonna pick him up. The net's right there as well. So now Faceless Void in a lot of trouble, but the nice blink into the trees. The skewer gonna hit him head on though, and a very nice skewer indeed.
I'm pretty sure that was blind too. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if Rubik had vision, but that was a good skewer.
Absolutely, it was beautiful to say the least. And now they are going to rotate over mid. DD actually going to go the way of Magnus here. Oh, what? Yep, he's going to finally pick it up, going to bottle it there.
Even though this game is kind of
It's a little bit slower.
Yeah, no. Even though Radiant has a good lead right now, dude. I'm really thinking that's gonna come down to late game. If Faceless Void can get the farm he get, or if he can at least get space to farm. One of those games where they chose hard enough carries that it could go
Into the late game.
40 minutes. Yeah, it could go to like 50 minutes. We could have another 50-minute game, which I really hope doesn't happen.
Really hope doesn't happen.
Whatever else. But yeah.
What, you don't like being up until 9 o'clock casting Dota?
I do, but, you know, I just bought a new drum set and I kind of want to play on it.
Either way, Kunkka Nuke coming out, just going to cause the chaos it needs to cause, going to push the Radiant back for the time being. That means we do have 4 heroes in this top lane for the time being, 4v3. And now it's actually Kunkka who's the one getting free farm in mid lane. Oh, the Chronosphere comes out. Faceless Void going in. Boat's coming in. It's going to hit directly on them. Immediately, there's a kill for Faceless Void. Right behind it, Alki goes down. Now we see the Naga Siren trying to get out of here, trying to run away. Back in here is the Magnus, though. He comes in, almost gets his RP off, but it's still on cooldown. Instead, they're just exchanging nightmares onto each other. And now the skewer is going to come out. Or not the skewer, excuse me, the shockwave.
Yeah. Chrono's Chrono. Everyone knows what Chrono is. Everyone hates Chrono or loves Chrono if you're playing Faceless Void. And yeah.
Everybody loves it. Because why not?
Yeah.
You'll even love it if you're the enemy team. Don't ask me why.
Yeah. They're gonna. What I really love is Rubik's that steal
Oh,
Chrono.
Rubik's in the bot lane looking... Nope, they're going to miss the wind run. Oh, the hook shot. The cogs come in. They're not going to miss it, actually. If there's a telekinesis, where's the telekinesis? There's the telekinesis. The flare comes out. Isn't enough damage. Wind run's already been given up. Is he going to tower dive? No, he is not going to do that. Power shot does come out in Clockwork, and it take a lot of damage, but still not a problem because he's Clockwork. Not a problem for Clockwork.
Yeah, I think instead of doing flare, you should have saved the mana for battery assault because that actually does a lot of damage. 75 damage per, and it lasts for 10 seconds, so 250 damage or something like that. Also, it stuns, so
Yeah, that's very short.
probably
stun.
is bad math. Yeah,
Bad math.
it does a lot of damage. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was like the most horrible math ever. But yeah, it does a good amount of damage. It does mini stuns, and it's overall a better spell to use if you have people right close to you.
Indeed. Meanwhile, Faceless Void back in the top lane here, trying to make as much farm happen as humanly possible. And as it stands right now, it is 4-3 at the 11-minute mark. And Faceless Void, he's taken the CS game, and he's taking it away quite nicely. Compared to Alki, he's he's almost got double the CS that Alki has right now, and that's just scary in its own regard. That Alki, the carry for the Radiant team right now, is not getting the farm he needs. And so going...
Yeah, he has 2 deaths and no kills, so it's even the kills that were going the way of VMCU weren't going the way of most perfect person.
Oh, and in the meantime, Clockwork able to come into mid here. He is going to get a nice kill on Avenge, while in the meantime, there's 2 bot pushing in. Kunkka Boat barely going to miss. It actually does hit Rubik. In comes the stun. Shackle shot landing, and Rubik gonna go down.
They can push onto this bottom lane too if they really wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, it's a creep wave here. They could easily do that. And Kunkka does come in. The creeps go down, and a TP in immediately from Magnus. Flare shot comes in from Clockwork, gonna push him back. And what was I thinking of? There was a note. What was it? Oh, that's right. Alki,
Yeah,
Alki's gone pure farm build at this point. He has level 4 Grievel's Greed. He doesn't actually have his Hand of Midas yet, so he'll probably start building into that shortly. I'd expect him to grab the gloves any moment now.
Yeah. What he needs to do is actually activate his Chemical Rage. Thank you, Deadlock, for this tip, but you actually regen more mana than the mana it costs to cast Rage. So, yeah. If you're Galki just farming and you have a lot of free farm, just activate it. You speed up your farm and everything else.
But dat 45-second cooldown, bro.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Like I said, if you use it when you're free farming, then yeah, go ahead. But
As of now, he is in line though, so he has to be careful with it.
I like these rotations, that's for sure. They needed to rotate the Alki out because they realized that he's not getting enough damage or gold. So that's a very good pickup.
Yeah, he's going to try and
decision.
make it up now. And with that level 4 of Grievel's Greed, it's going to be a very easy thing. He does pop his Chemical Rage. Now he's just looking to stay in that lane as long as possible. While meanwhile, in the top lane, the brewings of a fight are occurring. Flare shot comes out once again. Just a little bit of damage.
This is a losing battle for VMCU. This is a very much losing battle because Faceless Void can just chrono anything.
Right,
even
they
if,
just play
Clockwork.
carefully. That's exactly what they're doing. I mean, T1 Tower's going to take a little bit of damage. Net comes out from Noxire, and that's going to push them back. They just need to play carefully, and they need to bait out the Chrono. If they can bait out the Chrono, then they're going to come out on top of that fight. Because without the Chrono, I mean, sure, Faceless has Bash, but if he goes in there and he's not getting the Bash he needs, his Chrono's gone, then Faceless is suddenly at a much lower danger level than he was previously.
I have to say this is good for the Alchemist because he is farming bot lane, not freely, but
pretty damn free. And in the meantime, top T1 Tower now is trying to take damage. 1 TP in, Alki's still free farming. Flare shot going to come in. No Fortify as yet because it is on cooldown. They already used it now that I think about it. Magnus moves in. No Chrono going to occur, but what it looks like is nothing's going to come of that fight either way. Both teams can push in and immediately back up.
yeah, both teams are playing so carefully, which, I mean, they should, especially for the rating right now. But like I said, one thing is Alchemist is farming down on the bot lane.
He might not be for long. 2 heroes down here now. Venge rotating into the jungle. I don't know if Alki sees this. He might not, so this could end up being very deadly. Now she comes out. There's the nuke and the stun right before it. The shackle shot comes out. No power shot. There's the swap. TP in. Is it going to be enough? He's so low on health. He's so low. He needs to throw the concoction. And he does. The pickup from telekinesis as well. So beautiful. The coordination that occurred there. Now Kunkka comes in with his nuke. Or no, not Kunkka, excuse me. More correctly, here comes Rubik.
That block. That block.
Yeah, that block from Rubik. Kill guarantee.
That wasn't intentional at all, but wow, that block was great.
Kill guarantee.
But Naga dies, actually. Up top, Naga died.
Yeah, but now
it's a support for support.
Top T1 Tower is starting to take damage. And by starting, I mean it's already taken damage, and now it's going to go down. Because one of the things that did cost them to save that Alki is it cost them all their TPs. So they lost the capability to defend it, and a deny coming out from Alki. So now they're down 2 towers, 1 denied, 1 lost.
Yeah, in the end, though, I'm glad that they saved Alki, because Alki needs... Well, it's not that he needs to come online, it's that he can come online if he doesn't get killed. So, now that he isn't killed... Oh, actually, they're going to try for a kill bottom.
This is completely... Alki's coming in with the unstable concoction. Cogs come out. Battery assault. Vayne taking a lot of damage. Shackle shot comes in. Is it enough? It shackles to... I think it shackled to a creep, actually. And it looks like the Alki concoction actually blew himself up. Clockwork going to go down. And Alki just going to back the fuck up.
They might still go in. Actually, no, they're not.
Yeah, everyone's rotating. They might.
Oh,
could they turn this around? Yes, Magnus goes in. RP comes out. No skewer as of yet. There's the skewer. Takes out Kunkka, but now he needs to get out of there. He's taking a lot of damage, and there's the Chrono. Now Faceless comes in to seal the deal. Rubik now caught in that Chrono as well, taking a lot of damage. Body block from his teammate, actually, catching him out. He's going to turn right back around. He could have escaped them from that all likelihood. Now Alki, he gets stunned. Power shot comes out, and he's going to go down. That's a double kill for Windrunner.
2 for 1.
So that Magnus, he did not... He blinked in, and he didn't use the spells that he needed to if he's blinking. He used Shockwave, I believe. Was it Shockwave? Yeah, it's Shockwave. He came in, Shockwaved, and he needed to skewer someone back if you're blinking in. He didn't, and that ended up on him losing out on a lot of damage, and losing out on his teammates following up. And in the end, he got low, and therefore everyone else just had a chance to pick everyone else off.
Radiant's middle tower is under
And
attack.
Rubik getting picked off in the mid lane, he did get shackle shotted into one tree that somehow was there. I actually never noticed that tree there, but it was a great pick off. And a great boat, actually, from Buckeye.
Didn't realize they made Shackle.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Rubik apparently complaining that Shackle shot is OP, bro. And yeah, the focus fire from Windrunner coming out as well, just showing that Windrunner, yeah, not only does she have Shackle shot, not only does she have power shot to deal with creeps, but she has focus fire too, so suddenly she becomes the death of towers very, very rapidly.
Yes, it's something you don't usually skill up. It's overly late.
Clockwork hook shots in onto the Venge, but doesn't get the cogs off in time for any kill out of that.
Yeah, right now they need to make sure that the Clockwork is ganking and the Magnus is blinking in and scaring people back. Rubik, Naga Siren, and Alchemist can't win a fight without Magnus and Clockwork initiating first. We're gonna have to see if they get them, though. That's the only problem. Seeing how the wards, though, they have good ward coverage to do it. Yeah. Right now, though, Team Schlauss is, in fact, in a really good advantage. If you look at the gold graph, actually, the Dire have 5,000 up. So that is up for Team Schlauss. And they also have about 2.5 up for the Dire. Faceless Void is just going to get bigger and bigger. While I do disagree with the Mask of Madness choice, because heck, Mask of Madness is a double-edged sword, right now he has enough support that it kind of doesn't matter. He's getting good lockdown, so he can just get that Mask of Madness off.
Indeed. Now, so many converging on mid. Fiend's Grip comes out onto the Clockwork. Magnus comes in. There's the RP. No skewer as yet. He gets stunned, but so many stuns. And boat gets stolen. It gets turned right back around on the Windrunner goes down. Bane goes down. A pickup from... There's the Chrono as well. Rubik now goes down. Kunkka going down in the meantime, trying to finish off that Naga Siren. Siren Song gets popped, and they're just going to stay in here. Oh, but the concoction, they cancel it. That was beautiful. The timing on that concoction. But again, Venge comes in. She's going to spend her life to get the kill on Naga, trying to juke through the trees, getting chased by the Alki. NTP's Faceless Void, they need to turn around and leave now, actually. Finally, it looks like Venge. No, Clockwork is taken down by the Venge. And Magnus, he's trying to run away, but it's simply not going to happen. He's going to go down. The Courier gets found out, but Haste going to save the Radiant Courier.
That was a very messy fight for both teams.
Oh, and, Invisible Alki! Invisible Alki! Where's he going? Oh, wait, okay, he's going after the Venge. And he's going to get the kill. Unless he can't slap chop, he might not be able to do enough damage. No, Mech comes out now. Faceless Void is in here. Hi, Faceless, don't mind me.
No bash, no bash.
Oh, there's no the bash, but already Shadow Blade comes out.
He invised. It's a good day to be an alchemist, that's for sure.
A good day to not get
Alchemist
bashed.
with exactly. A good time to get bashed and to not get bashed.
Oh, X marks the spot, getting stolen by Rubik, so a little bit of glimpse happening. No, not happening.
I really have to say that, yeah, that Rubik pickup of boat was great in that fight. That was a really good pickup and a really good kills for the Radiant side that really are keeping them in the game. But unfortunately, at the very end, when they killed everyone, they did a lot of small things that got everyone, made Schlauss get extra kills from that. One of them being that questionable Naga song. That was kind of interesting. I don't know what for sure they're thinking. I think they just wanted to disengage, or Naga probably thought they were disengaging, but in the end, they could have just, stunned him and then had him killed. Also, one other thing was that while Faceless Void was bashing someone, the Alchemist kept the stun for longer to get the more extra damage and everything else. Bot lane though looks like Naga Siren's gonna get picked off. I think she was warding.
Yeah, just an unlucky chance.
But in
there
that
for Naga.
Yeah.
Continue.
In that situation though, Alchemist should have just stunned and hoped that they would have killed them fast.
Look at Magnus. Look at Magnus. This is funny.
Oh, I thought they were gonna.
Oh, he blinks out.
Yeah.
Magnus going to escape from what could have been a 5-man gank against him, but now it's just going to turn straight into a 5-man push, and with 3 T1 towers gone, they want to make it 1 T2.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Acid spray coming out almost immediately. Flare shot right behind, and they're still looking to push this with only 2 creeps. There's not much they can
Dire's
push.
top tower is
That
under
one
attack.
creep's going to run away even.
Radiant's bottom
Go away,
tower
creep. We don't
is
want
under
you.
attack.
Clockwork hook shots in.
good.
Here comes the cogs. Oh, Windrunner able to force staff her way right out of there. Now Clockwork left all alone. Windrunner goes down. Clockwork gonna get stunned. He gets critted actually. He goes down, and a big nuke from Kunkka, picking up 3 of them. Alki goes in. There's the song. They catch the Avenge, trying to get away from the rest of them. Can they get away? Kunkka gets caught in the song now. They're still going. In comes the concoction, and Venge gonna go down.
Yeah, I think that was good for Radiant. I mean, Magnus could have maybe got a skewer out, or RP, but you know what? They went positive, which they need to do. The only other problem is Faceless Void. Actually, Faceless Void is sitting on 2K and hasn't spent it yet. I wonder what he's getting.
And one important note to make is Alki, even though he's got his level 4 Ruthless Greed, he's not building into Hand of Midas right now. He's doing a combination build. He's trying to act as a heavy carry Alki, which is more of a teamfight oriented Alki, while at the same time acting as a farm Alki. And this is one of those things I disagree with. You really should either go pure farm Alki or pure teamfight Alki, because one and the other doesn't really go too well.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Because right now he is getting out
He
farmed.
should have went Midas, that's for sure.
He's getting out.
Oh, that.
Oh, so many saves happening for Magnus here. Finally the swap occurs, and I don't think he's going to get saved anymore. Tower shot comes in for the final kill. Now Venge needs to escape. Rubik goes down. Windrunner right there, coming in right behind them. She gets hit by an unstable concoction. Flare shot coming in. There's the net, and the hook shot in. He's going to get 2 of the cogs. He just needs battery assault. Nightmare comes out. There's the battery assault. Bane still caught in here. Boat comes in. Gonna land on them both. Clockwork goes down. Now Naga Siren trying to escape. In comes the nuke from Venge. Right behind them is the Windrunner. And Windrun comes out. Alki gonna pop his Shadow Blade, trying to get out of here. And he's able to get away, even though Essentua are gonna get plopped down by the Dire. So Team Schlauss gonna take the overall team fight by far. A 4-kill streak for
Dire's
0.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's a lot of hesitation on VMCU side. Naga went back in, and then went back out, and then Clockwork went back in, and then Naga went back in, and then Alchemist went back in, and they died, and Alchemist tried to run out. I think he lived through that, which is good. Right now, they just, at this point, it's a Magnus. It's a Magnus RP. Oh, shit.
Alki gets killed by a neutral creep.
Yeah.
Good job, Alki.
I thought he was gonna, I thought he was gonna live, but I guess not.
Poor Alki. Flare shot coming into bot, but that's bot T2 gone, top T2 gone.
Yep.
There's only 1 T2 tower remaining, and again, this time, even though they didn't go for a purely aggressive build, Team Schlauss is doing what they actually wanted to do last game. They're playing ultra aggressive. They're taking tower after tower, and they're doing it successfully.
Basically, they realize that if Faceless Void ult is up, then they can pretty much push a tower.
And they are showing
but
that.
like I said, Magnus needs to get ult at this point, or probably a good clockwork pick off of maybe 2 people. If not, then the Chronosphere will pretty much kill them. And also, they could win VMCU if they get to maybe 40 minutes or 35 minutes ish. If Alchemist can farm for that long, you can't count out an Alchemist. That's for sure.
No, I agree. And my general opinion is, in any match, it's more about the early laning phase, and if they can deal enough damage there, that then it will become a matter of, it's going to end at this time period. But in this situation, where it hasn't ended in the laning phase, we're already out of the laning phase, it suddenly becomes more of a game of simply them lasting through mid-game. But the thing about that is, lasting through mid-game is a hell of a lot easier than some people would expect it to be. So getting to late game, I don't think that's going to be a problem for either side here.
It won't, especially with the Faceless Void getting so many kills. Well, actually, he only has 3 kills, but getting kills and assists and everything.
Don't watch Food Network while Dotaing.
Okay.
Words of wisdom, folks, from Rand Paul.
Thank you, Rand Paul.
Words of wisdom.
I'll keep that noted. Yes.
Oh, smoke coming out for VMCU here. They've got a clockwork
This
and
is
Rubik.
so good.
Hook shot in, going for the cogs. There he goes. He gets stunned immediately. In comes the skewer. Not excited. They're all popping. Everything. Concoction comes out. All of that for a single kill. Rubik in the meantime gets shackle shot. In comes the boat. It lands head on. Chronosphere gets popped and it misses. It misses. Oh, he popped Chrono actually. That was Rubik stealing Chrono. Never mind. It did not miss. I thought it was the Naga Siren ult.
Why?
Now the actual Chrono comes out. And this time, Naga Siren is off. Chrono is out. In comes the RP, though, and followed by a by a Shockwave. Magnus gets a kill there. Kunkka's still here with his blade, gonna get a kill there. Clockwork so low on health. Bane, last hit, gets the kill. Now, Alki, he's caught in a nightmare. Bane get a nightmare himself. Magnus taking a lot of damage. Alki, he needs to get out of here. His Shadow Blade's not up for 1 second. Will he get away? Yes, he will.
You know what? I really thought that was a great RP. That was for sure. That was a great RP. But unfortunately, they couldn't concentrate on one person after the RP, so they were kind of splitting the damage against 3 people, and therefore let all the other people, the people that they let live, do damage back to them. So that's why they didn't really come on top after that RP. But it was really amazing seeing that Chrono, because I was watching Faceless Void actually TP in. I looked over, there was a Chrono, and I was very confused. I was like, wait a minute, Faceless Void isn't in there. But that was a good fight for both teams. But once again, the Dire get a little bit of advantage there.
Once again, though, one of the problems that the Rubik actually had was simply that the Siren Song got popped at the exact same time as his stolen Chrono. They could have timed that differently, and they really should have. If they had saved the Siren Song until after that fight, they could have popped it right on that Chrono, and that would have nullified it completely.
One of the reasons why the Naga song came out was because, well, this is what I'm hoping happened, was that they saw the Faceless Void actually come in. He time-lapsed. Was it time-lapsed? No, it's time-walked. He time-walked into the team, and then Medusa, not Medusa, I'm getting all my names wrong. Naga Siren popped the ult, stopping the Faceless Void. But in the end, they let Faceless Void go in there. Oh, shoot.
Indeed, Alki this time not going to be so lucky. He gets caught out in the Chrono, and he's going to drop faster than a rock, actually. He's going to break terminal velocity. He's dropping so fast.
Yeah, he didn't have true sight or anything. He didn't have any vision or anything. Chronosphere actually gives vision on invis heroes. So that was a great play by him.
And now they are pushing the mid T2 tower, which is actually the last T2 tower for the Radiant. Dire, on the other hand, still have one T1 remaining in the bot lane, and all of their T2s. So now it's a game of map control at this point, and there's enough wards for either side. And actually, no, the Radiant ward on top rune is actually expired. They only have one rune out or ward out on the field at this point, and it's really the Dire who are just running away with ward vision right now. And they're gonna have a great map control going in here.
Clockwork actually tried to hook onto the Kunkka, but missed, unfortunately. That would have been a good pickup, but he was like off by a centimeter or so.
Venge actually has a gem to counter the Alki at this point. As a side.
Okay, that's good. That's very good. Okay.
Yeah, it looked like for a few moments they were thinking about Roche. Instead, it was just dewarding because of gem.
Like you said, though, this is going to come down to map control, and unfortunately, the Radiant doesn't have much. We'll see how much Alchemist can farm. We'll see how much the other team, a VMCU, can farm. Let's see how far they can take this. But it's looking pretty dire.
Well, as I said, like in the last game, is really once they survive the mid game, it's going to go into the later half of the game, pretty much no matter what. And with that, they've lost all their T2 towers, they've lost all their T1 towers, but they haven't lost any lane of racks yet. And unless there's mega creeps before the 40-minute mark or something crazy like that, then I would say that the Radiant are going to be just fine going into the late game. And then it's really going to become a game of farm. It's going to be, at least for a little while, about Alki becoming 6-slotted. He's got Fearful's Greed, and once he gets those items, Alki's going to become a lot scarier. He's already got a BKB. He's got his Shadow Blade. Now he can build into whatever he really wants. And that's the scary thing about Alki is Grievel's Greed. Even if he falls behind, it allows him to come back that much faster.
Yeah. I would love to see another smoke gank by them. That would cement the transition to the late game. That's for sure. We'll see. We'll see. I keep on saying we'll see. I should really stop saying that.
Well, we will actually see. That's the fun part, though. Saying we'll see is kind of an accurate statement because we're going to see one way or another.
Yeah. What's the gold graph look like?
Gold graph looks like shenanigans actually, right now.
Yeah, it's 10,000.
Siren Song gets popped. They want this Faceless Void, or more correctly, they don't want to die to this Faceless Void.
He doesn't have Time Walk, so he can't do Chrono. Let's see if they can regroup here. They're pretty spread for the Radiant side, VMCU.
Indeed, they are really
far
apart.
That.
And meanwhile, Magnus is in bot lane trying to take that bot T2 tower. The Dire, they've got 4 mid here, looking to make something happen. Faceless goes in here, almost gets the courier. Some nice micromanagement, and the haste gets popped very quickly. Telekinesis comes out on the Rubik. Fade Bolt as well. Net comes out from the Naga Siren. In comes the flare. Kunkka gonna pop his nuke. Torrent gonna try and do whatever he can. Instead, it's gonna turn right back around. Magnus, there's the blink. He gets stunned. He gets stunned twice. He can't pop the RP. He goes down. And now the boat comes in.
Magnus can buy back, and to be honest, I think he should.
Oh, the concoction comes in. The net as well lands on the Windrunner. Chronosphere comes out. It catches 3. Flare almost saving them. Almost a 2-shot. The crit damage. That crit damage from Faceless Void. Alki's going to be forced to stealth blade out. He turns around. Acid Spray comes out. He's got his concoction ticking. In comes the Magnus. He popped the RP. Isn't enough. Windrunner goes down. Bane goes down. They're trying to turn this around. Kunkka's low on health. His torrent's coming out. It's going to land on both Magnus and Clockwork. Alki's still going for this, though. He's running out of the base. He's going after the Faceless Void. But Faceless is so fast. He slows down for creeps. The concoction goes out. Could this be a kill? He's slowed down for the fucking creeps. Why would you do this? Why? No. Alki, the juke's in the trees. Alki's going to blow himself up. What could have been a kill. If he had just thrown that concoction, if he had just thrown it, it could have been a kill there.
Oh, he could still, I don't know. Nope, never mind.
No, at this point, it's already lost. Faceless Void.
Yeah.
Once he gets far enough away from you, it's too hard to get close to him. The fact that he stopped and did creeps, though.
Rubik needs to really get 4 staff. That would really help out his team. Because right now, it's a lot of people getting picked off, and a 4 staff anywhere would help them. That was a good RP, though. That was a great RP top lane near the barracks, because that really saved him the fight. Also, the cogs were very interesting. It was good, actually. I didn't think it would really help out, but you know what? It pushed everyone away. It took away their mana, and it picked off a couple people. It separated the team.
Indeed, and right now, I mean, you can tell, like, VMCU, they're not feeling safe right now. They are sticking in their base, except for Alki, who has Shadow Blade, of course, so he can feel safe leaving their base.
Mm-hmm.
Jim is still out on Venge, though.
Once again, I might think that this will go into 40, 45 minutes, maybe 50.
I'd say it's going to go
Like
beyond
I said,
that. I would say it's going to go
really
beyond
think?
50 minutes.
We'll see what kind of Chronosphere, if anyone gets team wiped, that's going to be a big decider.
Absolutely. And now Ward does get spotted out, so bot room's going to get dewarded. They can't see the Roche pit anymore. Flare shot coming out is going to give them whatever vision they can on the rune, actually. And now VMCU, now they realize the entire enemy team is there, they're going to get out of their base for a short time, but now do they realize that Roshan is going to be going down here, and it's dropping fast. That Faceless is dealing a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's a Roche, 100% Roche for the Dire.
Absolutely. Flare shot comes out, but it simply comes out too slow. Faceless Void, I mean, he has a DD. He has so much damage, he doesn't even know what to do with it right now. He's got a Butterfly. Now he has Aegis. Yeah, Faceless Void, he's set to deal damage, and a lot. I mean, he already
With that
deals...
Butterfly, that's a lot of damage, yeah.
Yeah, about 180 base damage on that Faceless Void, compared to Alki's about 150. Looks like he is
That's
building
a lot
into
of attack
AC
speed,
though.
too.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to have an AC on the Alki. BKB just coming out on Clockwork.
Radiant's
Now they're
middle
pushing the
It
high
really
ground.
needs
They're
to get
going straight
Basher.
for it.
That's the thing.
T3 tower starting to take damage. Torrent comes out from Kunkka, not going to land on
No
anything.
one committing
In
right
goes
now.
the Clockwork. He lands on a creep instead. And the sword from the Tidebringer from Kunkka can deal so much damage to Clockwork instantaneously. Fateful comes out. In comes the boat. And Bane going to get the kill confirmed anyway on him. Spell stolen. It's going to be power shot from the Rubik. Magnus comes in. There's the RP. Blink RP. Skewer onto the high ground. Tower's already down. Alki comes in. He's not dealing enough damage. Fiend's Grip comes out. Now the Faceless Void shows why he's a Faceless Void indeed. Windrunner if the kill confirmed. Shackle Shot comes down. Magnus, he gets caught in front of the Kunkka. Tidebringer comes out once again. Now Siren goes down. They're still turning this down. The Venge gonna swap, and a blink out from Magnus gonna save his life at the last moment. No, it's not actually. Venge gonna come out from behind and kill confirmed. One Rex goes down. The range already dropping like a rock. It's a 5-man team wipe. Is there any buyback? There's only a buyback on Alki right now. And Faceless Void, he's going for the GG. T4 Tower's trying to take damage.
Yeah, the way of getting killed by Witch Terror is always bad. But really,
And there's
Naga
the
should have ulted
GGs.
there. Yeah, Naga needed to ult there, or something.
middle tower has fallen.
They needed a Magnus ult, they needed Clockwork to hook onto things. Unfortunately, none of that happened. But yeah, Schlauss takes it.
Indeed, so that's 2-0 now in favor of Schlauss, and that's going to give them a very early lead in the early season. And this is the regular season at this point, too. This is no longer preseason. These matches do count. It will end 19-34 in favor of Team Schlauss. Gold graph looking pretty steady at about 2,100, and, well, 21,000 that is, and the XP graph at 25,000. So without further ado, I hope you'll join us tomorrow night when we have more Ducksoup matches. My name is Bepanksters, my co-caster has been Kendomo, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.